and the mind is determining what that symbol is. So essentially, symbols are mental. They trigger thoughts. They trigger things within your consciousness, within your subconscious. That's why symbols are very powerful. When you look at the symbol of Nike, when you visually see it, it triggers the association of thoughts within your consciousness. So symbols are very powerful. So the number one is God, the one source, the one consciousness, the one energy, the one all-seeing eye on top of the pyramid. This represents God, which is a microcosm of you, your consciousness. That's why the number one is also determined as one line. One straight line means God. This is the one force of the universe. The one consciousness expressed in millions and billions and trillions of different life forms. You are God, I am God. That's why the Roman numerals I, the letter I, is one. Because there is one God, one I am within all of us. Every single one of us refers to ourselves as I. I is the highest aspect of your being. You can't say anything above I. There's nothing above I. Well, there's no thing, nothing. There's nothing above your I am, which is the void. But it's the consciousness within yourself that is God. It's the I am, where all things spring from. Everything springs from this consciousness within you, from this mind. So masculine is masculine, which is one line, because the number one is a masculine force. I'm not saying God is masculine. I'm saying the number one is a masculine number. It represents action. This is the pure force. Okay? This is the pure force of God, of consciousness. It's action. Consciousness takes action. Everything you've done in your life came from consciousness and is action. This is symbolized as an obelisk. You see this obelisk everywhere. You see it in Rome. You'll see it in Egypt. You will see it in pretty much every city. You'll see a straight obelisk. Represents the number one, which is God. You see this in Washington, D.C. as well. If you go to Washington, and you will see the Vesica Pisces, and in the middle of the interwoven lines of the interwoven circles of the Vesica Pisces, you'll see the obelisk, because this is symbolizing the one, which then goes into two. This represents you and God, you and the soul, the consciousness. This represents the yin and the yang energy of the whole universe. The universe is created by these two energies, these two polar opposite energies, which is represented in the physical world as the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon are physical manifestations of conscious and subconscious, male and female, positive and negative, light and dark, light and darkness. Everything that exists in light exists in darkness. You exist in a physical body, which is the light, and you exist in consciousness, in the darkness. You have a physical self, you have a non-physical self. You have a true self and an echo, which is the body. It also represents division. So this is division between spirit and matter, the consciousness and the body. You, your body, and God. The body and God, which is consciousness. It's the mirror, which is symbolized as the two pillars in Freemasonry. You have the left. You have a left side of your body. You have a right side of your body. You have a left ear and a right ear. This is the number two. You are split down the middle. Your body is split straight down the middle, and you have two sides of everything. And in between the two sides of everything, you have one consciousness in the middle of the brain, which is the number one. And this is two. So two represents the division, spirit and matter. Now, it also represents as above, so below. Your life is a reflection of your consciousness. Whatever is happening within your consciousness, mentally, mentally and emotionally, is manifested into your life, and that is your life. Your life is a reflection of your internal state. Every thought has led you to this very point in your life. Every action has led you to this very point in your life. And them actions started within mind or consciousness. So it represents as above, so below. Everything within your being is manifested from these two male and female energies, the left and the right hemispheres of your brain. Everything you do is created by these two energies. Okay. So you have the conscious, which is the light, the subconscious, which is the darkness. The conscious mind brings into light out of the darkness. So now what do I mean? The subconscious is the hidden aspect of your mind. This is the hidden self, the shadow self, where all of your little things that you do. Now, what's an example? Do you really love the person you're in a partnership with, or a relationship with? Or is it coming from a hidden aspect of yourself? Is it coming from a place of fear of being alone? Is it coming from a sexual desire within your subconscious? You see, there is a shadow self and a light self. The conscious mind brings into light what is in the subconscious. The number 3 represents the Trinity. This is why you always see God inside of a triangle. Well, sorry, it's not God, but inside of the triangle. This is the triad. Okay? This represents the 3 aspects of your consciousness: thoughts, emotions, and actions. These 3 things must be in harmony in order for you to manifest your desire. In order for your consciousness to create, there must be thought, an emotion, and an action. These 3 things are foundation for creation. You can't create without, well, you can, but it won't be to your maximum potential if you do not have these 3 aspects of yourself in balance. If you want to create and manifest your life, you can't sit there and meditate. You can't sit there and visualize all day long. Yes, this helps, and it helps reprogramming your mind, but you need the action. The action is one of the most important, but they need to be in balance. There must be thoughts, emotions, and actions. Now, the daytime represents action. Okay? The nighttime represents thoughts and action. At the nighttime, people tend to reflect. People are alone. You're by yourself mainly, or you're in bed. It's you and your mind. This represents the winter time also. The winter time also represents this inner state of reflection. And the summertime represents the action. So you must have these 3 aspects of yourself in harmony for you to manifest a desire that you want. It represents transformation. It represents new life, resurrection. Jesus was in the cave for 3 days, and then he had a resurrection, a new life, a transformation. So consciousness is always transforming into new and bigger things. Your consciousness is always expanding. It's always transforming into new ways of thinking, into new chapters of your life. I'm currently going through a new chapter in my life. Big things are changing. And it's the evolution of your consciousness. This is what the number 3 represents. 3 also represents, if you look at the Kabbalistic tree, you have the top 3 spheres. Now we're going to be going into the Kabbalistic tree. I'm going to be doing some lectures soon on it. But that is so the top 3 spheres representing the triangle with the eye in it. If you know anything about Kabbalah, you'll understand. Now, number 4, this represents foundation. You have a 4-fold nature. You have 4 corners on a table. This is the foundation. of yourself. Now, the foundation of yourself is mental, astral, etheric, physical, which is, you also have 4 directions: north, east, west, and south. 4 physical elements, 4 stages of consciousness, 4 seasons in the year, 4 gospels, 4 fixed signs of the zodiac. Now, everything you've been told about the zodiac is pretty much an externalization of the zodiac. The 12 zodiac represents the 12 aspects of your soul, your consciousness. The stars are in your soul. As above, so below. What is above is inside of you. What is outside of you is inside of you. The stars are aspects of your consciousness. Now, this is why you have 4 gospels, because Jesus is symbolized in 4 different ways through the 4 gospels. You see him in the 4 types of, basically the 4 gospels are the 4 ways of portraying Jesus in the 4 aspects of consciousness, which are the 4 elements. Okay, so you have air, which is the mental aspect. You have fire, which is the spiritual aspect. You have water, which is the emotional aspect. And you have the earth, which is the physical aspect of yourself. These correspond with the 4 ways they portray Jesus in the 4 gospels. Okay, so this is also representing the foundations of upwards line and a horizontal line. And the cross section meets at the heart. Now, the heart is considered the sun. The soul is in the heart. Now, what is the soul? The soul is the essence of you, your personality, your level of charisma. When you think of someone, if you think of someone you absolutely love and you have a great connection with, you're not thinking about their body. Yes, you may think what they look like, but what is the non-physical version of that person you have if you don't think of their body? It's the soul of that person, their personality, that individuality. That's their soul. Now, the soul is in the heart. Your words, your actions all come from the heart. Your desire all comes from the heart. This is the soul, the Son of Man, the Son of God. The mind is the Father. The Son of God is the heart. You are the Son of God. Okay? So when Jesus is portrayed as the sun, the sun you see in the sky, he always has the sun behind his head. Now, this represents the Son of Man, the soul of man, the heart of man, the core essence of someone. So that's what the sun is, because the sun in the sky corresponds with your heart. It corresponds with your heart. It's also on the Kabbalistic tree, this represents Teferot, the middle sphere, where all of the pathways on the tree connect to the middle sphere, which is the heart of man. We're going to be going to the Kabbalah soon. 5. So yeah, 4 represents the foundations of your consciousness. In your external world, this represents the foundation of manifestation. In order for you to build an empire, you must have 4 corners. You must have foundation. In order for you to have a table, you must have 4 corners. So 5 represents also the human body, because 5 now represents experience. This now represents the physical plane. Okay, this is the physical self. So if you notice, all of these numbers, 1 up to 4, is mainly about consciousness and the invisible side of yourself. Okay, mainly. But once you hit number 5, you're now starting to turn into matter, material. This is more material things now. 5 represents experience. You have 5 fingers on each hand. You have 5 senses. Your consciousness interacts with this material plane through the data of the 5 senses. The 5 points on your body. You are a star. You see, this is the pentagram, a very sacred symbol. 5 represents how spirit manifests into physical. Sorry about the spelling mistakes. I did this quite quick. This represents how spirit manifests into physical. It's the material world, the experience of spirit in matter. Jesus took 5 wounds on the cross. Jesus said, take no thought 5 times. He pretty much says, meditate, take no thought. I forgot what verse it is. He says, take no thought 5 times. Why? Because you have 5 senses which are distracting you from connecting with the higher consciousness within you. You must turn off the 5 senses. Take no thought. And when thought is no longer present, other aspects of your consciousness can open up. The mind is always rambling on. It's always thinking different things, placing attention on different things, worries. Once there is no thought and there is no data from the 5 senses coming through, other aspects of your consciousness starts to open up. Now, this is how you can have mystical experiences. Now, Jesus on the cross took the 5 wounds. Jesus crucified on the cross. How did he get up to the cross? He carried the cross up the mountain, which represents elevation of consciousness. Then he was crucified. He took the 5 wounds, which represents turning off the 5 senses. And crucifixion is the sacrifice of yourself to the higher consciousness within you, to the Father. Sacrificing yourself to God. So 5 also represents sacrifice. Noah was 500 years old when he went on a mountain with God, and the earth was destroyed because Noah went on a mountain, elevation to God. You must elevate yourself to the higher consciousness. And God destroyed all of the flesh on the earth, which is the heart. Earth rearranged his heart. He killed all of the desire, because all desire comes from the heart. So what this represents, Noah's Ark is your brain. It's the ark. You raise yourself to the higher consciousness and you kill all of the flesh, all of the desire for physical things in the heart. And it's the purification of the heart. It's an allegory. Number 6 represents the physical world. This is the most physical number. 666. 6 God worship, Drake, represents the physical plane. You have 6 sides on a cube. There are 6 sides in the physical plane. You can go up, you can go down, you can go left, you can go right, you can go forwards and backwards. That is a 6-sided cube. Jesus turned 6 jars of water into wine. Water's emotion, wine is manifestation. He's turned his emotions into manifestation. It's all there. This is all numerology. 6 is the world of matter. 6 is also representing the lower mind. That's why you have 666. 3 represents, like I said, the thoughts, emotions, and actions. So you have 6 3 times. 666 is your thoughts, emotions, and actions, all contributing towards the physical world, which is the lower mind, the devil, the mark of the beast. You're placing all of your creational aspects, the 3 aspects of consciousness, into 6, which is the physical world. That's 666. 6 represents the creation, physical creation. There are 6 days of creation, and then God rested on the last day. It's the 7th day. It represents laws, doctrines, and physical things. The number 7. 7 chakras, 7 colors, 7 diatonic musical tones, 7 days of the week, the 7 visible planets, the 7 metals, everything's septenary. 7 represents the awakened human, a higher level of spiritual and personal development. That's why you see the Masons use the G with the light. This is the light. This is your brain. Well, this is your arc. This is your head. G in the middle is your consciousness. 7. Okay, so 7. There are 7 visible planets, which are corresponding to the 7 days of the week. Monday for the moon, Sunday for the sun, Saturn day for Saturn. And these energies in the sky, the 7 visible planets, are inside of you. They represent 7 spheres of consciousness, 7 states of consciousness. Okay, so the 7 represents the awakened human, a higher level of spiritual and personal development, where one has used the 7 energies to raise his consciousness to the 7th state, the crown chakra. Most people are stuck in their surface level of their consciousness and operating on the surface level of their consciousness, and they need to move up. There are 7 states of consciousness, 7 chakras, 7 nerve centers, which correspond to the chakras. So essentially, this just represents a heightened state of consciousness, a completed state of consciousness of personal development. Number 8 represents regeneration, time, 8 points of space and time, eternity, rebirth. There's not really I can't find much information on the number 8, but I'm going off what I know. This represents regeneration. So when you look at the infinity symbol, it represents the number 8, or a torus field. It's regeneration of energy, regeneration, rebirth, time. The number 9, this represents higher perspectives. Jesus casted his net onto the right hand side of the boat and found 153 fish, the right hemisphere of your brain. Casting the net to the right hemisphere of your brain, you'll find 153 fish, because 153 adds up to 9. You see higher perspective when you use the right hemisphere. It shows you a broad perspective. If you don't know about the brain hemispheres, go and watch the lecture under the real lectures section, and go and watch that. That will tell you everything you need to know about the left and right hemispheres of your brain. It also represents endings, completions, because you have 9 months in the womb. There are 9 moon cycles, because your body is created by the celestial spheres, by the energies of the celestial spheres, which are also inside of you. Your body is created by the rotation of the moon, which is 9 months. The moon sounds like womb. And if you look on the Kabbalistic tree of life, you'll see this Yesod sphere, which is corresponding to the moon, because this is God up here manifesting, filtering consciousness through these spheres, then entering the moon, and then from the moon you enter the physical plane. It's the womb. It's why it corresponds with the womb. So number 9 represents higher consciousness, perspectives, feminine is 9 months in the womb. Number 10, this represents the returning back to source. This is everything goes from 1 to 9, then it goes back to the 1 again, 1 and 0. So this represents returning back to source, back to 0, back to the beginning, God. It's pure completion. So 0 and 1 is the binary code of this reality. You have 0 representing curves, which is feminine. You have line, which is 1. 1 is a line, which is the masculine. You can see this in the bodies. The masculine body is very liney. The feminine body is very curvy. You see this in the genital area. 0, the womb, and the line. 0 is the womb. 0 represents the nothingness, the womb. We'll go into that after. But anyways, so the number 10 is also representing nothing and God. 0 and 1. That is all that exists. Nothingness and God. That is it. Nothingness and consciousness. That is only nothing and God. 0 and 1. So there are 10 energies of consciousness. This is the Kabbalistic tree now. This is why there are 10 numbers, because the Kabbalistic tree shows it's basically a blueprint of how consciousness manifests the physical plane. This corresponds on a macrocosmic scale, which is God, and a microcosmic scale, which is you, a microcosm of God. The macrocosmic scale represents how God manifested everything in the universe through consciousness. And then the microcosmic scale represents you manifesting from God into the physical world of God, of the manifested plane. So pure consciousness can't enter a physical vessel. It's too powerful. Consciousness is too powerful for it to enter a body. So what God did is filtered his consciousness through 10 energies, okay, which is the Kabbalistic tree, and basically filtered his consciousness through these spheres so that we could have a material plane. So this is where it gets very deep in the Kabbalistic teachings. So I advise you all to research the Kabbalistic tree. It's very, very interesting. And this is basically how God comes down through these spheres into the material plane. Each path corresponds with a lesson. You, on a microcosmic scale, are down here, but your consciousness can expand all the way back to source, because the mind has infinite possibilities. There is limitless possibilities with your mind. Your mind has the potential to grow and expand into new fields of thought and expand to know everything in the universe, which is basically pure enlightenment. Your mind has no limitation. The only limitation in your mind is the beliefs that you hold. The mind has infinite possibilities to expand beyond physical awareness to the consciousness of God. That's why humans are very, very powerful. Humans are made in the image of God, because we have the potential to expand our minds to God. So essentially, this also represents, on a microcosmic scale of you, the path back to source, the path back to Kether. Okay, I'm going to make a whole lecture on this, so we'll go into that another time. So this is why the word man adds up to 10. Adam, the first ever man created, adds up to 10, because 10 is the Kabbalistic tree. How one God, light, consciousness, manifests into matter or the body. So you are made in 10-ness. You have 10 consciousness, 10 spheres of consciousness. You are made in the image of God. You are made to experience God's creation. You are made to expand your consciousness. You have been given the tools to awaken to the divinity within you. No other animal in this universe has the ability to awaken to its divinity. You have the ability. You've been given the tools to awaken. Everything is given to you so you can awaken. You have self-realization. A dog can't look in the mirror and look at his faults, look at how he can improve. A dog can't do that. A cat can't do that. A human can. A human can look at himself in the mirror and say, I need to improve here. I need to do this. If you keep feeding a dog, it will just keep on eating forever. But if you keep doing that to a human, at one point, they will stop and say, I can't do this. It's self-realization. We possess a very advanced consciousness. This is why we're made in the image of God. So yeah, the significance of 10 underscores the fact that all humans are created in the image and likeness of God. Yeah, so this is a new section from the New Book of Wisdom, Volume 2, which is coming very soon. The number 0, the cosmic womb, nothingness, no thing. Beyond mind is nothing, void. So if you go into meditation, this is a very deep thought, actually. Once you go past the mind, there's nothing. And that's essentially what you are. You are nothing. You don't actually exist, but you do exist. It's a polarity. Beyond the mind is nothing. The mind is not physical. Your consciousness is not physical. Thoughts are not made of atoms. Emotions are not made of atoms. Your body is made of atoms. Once you go past the mind, there is nothing. It's a black void. And that's where everything springs from. All creation comes from the void. All things seen come from the unseen. Thoughts manifest out of nothingness. Mind is the realm of infinite possibility, infinite expansion. These are very deep thoughts. A lot of people aren't going to understand this, but for the people who are quite advanced and deep thinkers, they're going to understand this. Essentially, the universe is nothingness, but out of this nothingness, so think of it like this: the highest realm in the universe is nothingness, pure void, pure nothingness. Then after nothingness, there is infinite potential, infinite, limitless thoughts, which is the mind. Mind is the realm of infinite thoughts and infinite possibilities. There's nothing you cannot not think of. Everything is possible in the mind. This is why the universe is constantly expanding. It's the expansion of mind. The universe is one mind expanding through information and thought. So anyways, we got a bit off topic there. That's essentially what the numbers are, how they correspond with yourself, and the real interpretations of numbers. There is nothing external. There is nothing external in the universe. Everything you see is inside of you, including the stars, the planets, and zodiac. Everything is inside. So you must understand this. So thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all learned something. Look forward to connecting with you all. Lesson 10, affirmations. So when it comes to affirmations, you need to realize every word that you are speaking is an affirmation. Every word is contributing to frequency, and that frequency is penetrating the ether, the quantum field, your body, and molding your mind. So you need to be careful and specific with the words that you are saying at all times, because they have the power of life or death. So when you speak an affirmation or a statement, you need to make sure that you are speaking in present tense. The reason for this is because the subconscious mind does not know the future or the past. It only knows the now, and it only knows you. And because it only knows you, you have to speak to it. And every time you speak, you are speaking to it, and you are molding it, you are programming it with the words that you speak and the words that you hear. So even to the people you speak to, if you call someone else a name, your subconscious mind is going to pick this up and think that you are speaking about yourself. This is why you need to speak to other people with care and with positivity, because you're helping them and helping you. So you need to make sure that every word is contributing to your mind, contributing and positively going to impact your mind and your vibration. So be very careful the words that you say. So when you say statements and affirmations, you want to make sure they're in the present tense, which is I am, I have. Okay? So let's say you want financial freedom, you say I am financially free. And if you say I want financial freedom or I will have financial freedom, it's not as powerful. You need to use the present tense. You need to trick the subconscious mind that you already have it and you already possess. And this means you become that frequency. And you become that mind. You become that person. So the way I did it was that I recorded. I downloaded an app on my phone, a voice recording app, and I'd said affirmations into it I listened to it every day. It was just different affirmations about what I wanted. I am affirmations. And I listened to them as much as I can. I didn't just do it in the mornings. I'd listen to it every single morning, every single night, guaranteed. But whenever I had time, or whenever my mind was free, I would say them. I would state them. I would become them. You need to become the words that you are saying. You need to have emotion behind them when you say affirmations. And yeah, I just repeated them as much as possible on a daily basis and filled my mind with these words to create the program in the subconscious. And it's so important you do this, because this is a massive effect, and it's a form of magic. Just literally creating a program in your mind is a form of magic, and you will see it slowly seeps into your life. It doesn't just appear one day. It slowly seeps into your life before your eyes, and you won't even realize. And one day you'll be realizing, wow, this is what I dreamed for. This is what I've been manifesting. And you won't realize. It just slowly comes into your life. It becomes one with your life, whatever you're trying to manifest. So yes, make sure they're in the present tense and you are saying them with emotion. Do them every single morning when your brain is in theta. Because when you wake up, your brain is producing theta waves or theta waves, which means your subconscious mind is wide open to programming. So you need to make sure that you're saying them then, and this is also your brain is also in theta waves just before you go to sleep. So sometimes I would listen to them over and over. I'd have them on repeat whilst I sleep, and I'd wake up and I'd still listen to them. You need to get these words that ingrained in your mind and these statements that ingrained in your mind that it rewires your brain, it rewires your whole DNA in your body, and it will slowly seep into your life. Okay, this is a very powerful technique. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about dopamine and how dopamine is ruining your life and what it is and how it's triggered. So first of all, everything in this matrix that we live in, everything in this system is specifically designed to trigger your dopamine. Now, the people who are running this matrix understand the human body, they understand the mind, they understand how your body functions on the deepest levels. So these phones, these apps, everything you can see in this matrix was designed by very, very, very intelligent, illuminated people who understand how these functions work within the brain, and they are using this against you, okay, to keep you a slave to the system. So what you must understand that there are three major glands in the brain. You have the thalamus, the pineal, and the pituitary gland. The pineal represents the masculine, the pituitary represents the female, the sun and the moon. Now, the pineal gland is an organ situated inside of the brain that secretes melatonin, serotonin, and dimethyltryptamine. So essentially, and the hypothalamus, or the thalamus, is what releases dopamine. Okay, so dopamine is produced in the brain, and it is basically the body's reward system. And the matrix, or everything you see around you, is designed to trigger and overstimulate your dopamine and trigger your body's reward system. Okay, so dopamine triggers the brain's reward system. So starting with your phone is the biggest dopamine hitter ever, and it is basically the enslavement of your mind. You see, your phone is a digital footprint of your mind. That's why it's called an iPhone. The I is the inner I within you, your consciousness, your mind, and that mind of yours is now being digitally tracked. Of every thought you think, you're manifesting into that phone, okay? And it's tracking your mind. And this is how AI has been created. They did not create AI. AI is an artificial intelligence created by us because we have fed our minds into these digital phones, which has recorded how our minds work, which has then they have put together to create algorithms to create an artificial consciousness, which is AI. Anyways, that's another video that we can go into. Your phone is destroying you It's actually destroying your mental health. So you have notifications, all of the apps, all of the notifications, there's so much going on. There's so many bright colors on the screen. The brightness is very high. There's blue light coming off it. You have thousands of different apps, thousands of different notifications coming through. All of these notifications are making you feel on a subconscious level that you are needed. Okay, and it releases dopamine within your brain. That's why these phones are so addictive, because they are triggering your brain's reward system, and your body thinks that you are doing something good. And this dopamine within you, it makes you feel really good. Okay, likes on your post, on your Instagram post, every time you get a like, every time you like a post, every time you hear music, is releasing dopamine within your brain. Information, so every reel that you are scrolling is releasing dopamine, and this is why a lot of people are getting depressed. It's because their dopamine is so high that when they get off their phone, they can't enjoy their life, because their phone is giving them rewards of doing nothing. Of sitting there on your phone is giving your brain rewards, and it's tricking your body and mind that you are doing something good. Okay? Talking about your dreams. So let's say you want to become a millionaire, and I go to my friends and go tell them all, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that to become a millionaire. That actually releases dopamine in your brain when you're telling people this. This is why you feel so good when you're talking about yourself. Try and always put the focus on other people. That's another social tip, actually. When you are talking to people, the secret to communication is to get them talk about themselves, because it releases dopamine in their brain. And this way, by getting people to talk about themselves, it's a great way to open up with people and gain connections and gain great communication skills, because people have never-ending words talking about themselves. So never talk about your dreams to people. Never talk about what you're going to do or what you want to do, because this will release dopamine in your brain, telling you that you have already achieved this goal when you haven't even got it. So what it's actually doing, it's tricking your brain, thinking that you've already got the dream, the £1 million, and you're less likely to go and get it after that, because your brain already thinks it's got it. And your subconscious mind takes every word you think, every word you say, literally. It takes everything you say like as truth. Okay? It's very important so that you don't, talk about your dreams to people. Sugar is a drug. Did you know if sugar was illegal, it'd be a Class A drug? It would be a Class A drug. It's so addictive. It activates the brain's reward system, dopamine. That's why it's so addictive, because every time you eat this poison, it is fruit sugar is not poison. That's very good. It has fructose, and your body runs off the energy of fructose. However, this sugar, this artificial sugar, is destroying you because it's making you feel like you're doing something good, and that's why it feels so amazing. That's why it's so addictive. That's why sweets and chocolate are so addictive, because there's so much sugar in this stuff. It's activating the brain's reward system, making you become addicted. Masturbation is the worst one ever. So look at the matrix from my point of view now. You have sugar in every piece of food. You have free websites for porn to see any woman or male that you want to see. You could see the most, stunning girl on there at the click of your fingers. You can get that for free. Okay? So when something is free, you are the product. You have to understand that. You are the product. What are they gaining out of you if they are giving something for free? First of all, they're gaining your information, your IP address and stuff like that, and they're getting you weak. Because releasing dopamine, orgasms are the best feeling a human can feel, or any living being can feel. An orgasm is the best feel. There's nothing that can top an orgasm unless you're taking synthetic drugs like heroin or something like that. But orgasms are the best natural way to get the most amount of dopamine in your brain, in your body. That's why it feels so good when you orgasm. So if you are doing this on a daily basis, it releases so much dopamine in your brain, and I mean like so much. How can you enjoy little things in life? This is why a lot of people are so careless, because they're scrolling their minds away silly on their phone, which is releasing dopamine. Then they go and eat some sugar, which is more dopamine. Then at night time, they're logging onto porn and getting a load of more dopamine. You see, everything is triggering the brain reward system in this matrix, and it's keeping you lazy. It keeps you lazy. When your bodies feel like it's doing something good, but the eating and masturbation, it's destroying your motivation. You can't function in a world. You can't do it. Okay? How can you enjoy life and little things? Like, I don't know, an example. For example, just in nature. If you're walking through a woods, how are you going to enjoy that when at the tip of your fingers, you're going to go home and destroy yourself silly on these dirty websites, getting the most amount of dopamine ever? This is why it's so sacred. We should not be releasing. You should never be releasing unless you're creating a baby. And that is that simple. And to anyone who says that is unhealthy, they are wrong. You should not release. That fluid inside of you can create a whole other human being. Think of how powerful that is. That little fluid of that inside of you it carries every single mineral, every single vitamin to create a whole new human being. And you're just going to go waste it. And that's why it feels so good when you get rid of it. But it's actually killing a part of you every time you get rid of it. Because when that fluid is inside of you, instead of wasting it outside of you, that sacred body's fluid is actually vitalizing all of your cells and nourishing your body. Okay? So you have to get into retention. It's the best way you can gain power and gain confidence and gain your life spark again. Because it's killing you people. Everything, like I said, everything in this matrix is designed for dopamine. It's all triggering the brain's reward system, so it keeps you lazy and on your ass scrolling on your phone. So we'd have to do dopamine detoxes, a phone detox, caffeine detox. Caffeine releases dopamine in the brain. Another one, everyone drinks caffeine. So they wake up, they drink caffeine, dopamine. Then they have sugar in there, which is more dopamine. Then they scroll on their phone, which is more dopamine. They watch the TV, it's more dopamine. Everything's dopamine. And I mean everything in this matrix. You can't enjoy the little things. Okay? Exercise. So instead of doing these things, instead of, having all this dopamine, you need to go on a detox. Okay? You want to exercise. This is natural dopamine. You want to activate the brain's reward system when you have earned it by running or, not eating all day, then eating at the end of the day. This is natural dopamine. If you're eating all day, then you have no drive. You have no motivation. This is why I keep myself hungry whilst I work through the day, because it gives me that drive. Okay? Meditate. Drink natural water. Goal setting. This is the most important. It gives you drive. It helps you gain focus. It gives you that straight path when you are getting rid of this dopamine. So I advise every single one of you, turn off your phone, turn off TVs, anything that gives you pleasure, and I mean anything, food, like your phone, TV, notifications, what else have we got? Gaming. Get rid of it all. Music is another one that gives you dopamine. Talking about your goals, get rid of all of this. Do a dopamine detox. This will definitely help you in your life, help you gain mental clarity. It will give you a perspective that you've probably never seen before, and yourself that you've probably never seen before. And it's another way to grow and elevate your mind and grow in life. Lesson 9. Common mistakes when coming to manifesting your desired reality. So, the first one, consistency. If you are not consistent, you're not going to get anywhere in life. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter what goal you have and how you think you're going to achieve it. It's not going to happen unless you have consistency. And how do you have consistency? And that is discipline. You have to create routine and rhythm within your life. There is daily cycles. We live in cycles. There is day and night. There is winter. There is summer. Every year there is a cycle. This is telling you that you need to create a cycle and a rhythm, a wave within your life. You have to do this. You have to do the exercises. You have to think and feel on a daily basis positive. You have to be consistent. And when you are not consistent, this is when failure comes. You know, you have to try. You have to keep pushing through, because every step is a stepping stone. You know, you can't just go from the now to your goal, because you won't be mentally prepared anyway. You have to take the steps necessary every day to build that mind that you want, to build that reality that you want. So it comes down to consistency. Every day when you wake up, every day when you go to sleep, that manifestation. The second mistake, negative framing. Negative framing. The negative mindset is, you have to remove that mindset where you're blaming other people, blaming others other than yourself. It is the reason you are where you are is because of you and your thoughts. You are in the life, where you are in life is a result of your thoughts. There is no other reason. It's because of you. Okay? So if you're trying to change this, you have to change this negative mentality. You have to see things as positive. You have to see the lesson and the good in every single moment. Even if the worst thing is to every single situation. So instead of drowning in your sorrows and drowning in negativity, which will then just ruin your life and ruin your mind and ruin your emotions and ruin connections with people, you have to stay positive. You have to stay positive. Keeping the positive mindset, thinking about the positive, about the bad situation that you just had. Well, what are the positives? Let's say, let's say your car has broken down. Yes, this is negative. But what's the positive? You might gain a connection with someone. You might, you could meet someone in the garage when you're getting it fixed. There's always a positive. That's not the best example, but there's always a positive. Okay? Doesn't matter what it is. You need to get out of the negative mindset, the negative framing. Okay? Impatience. Manifestation is not overnight, people. This is what you need to understand. You are not magically going to wake up tomorrow with whatever you want. It doesn't work like that. Okay? Impatience is a form of not understanding. You have to understand how everything takes time, everything takes energy. You have to give energy to receive things back. So, let's say you wanted that desire. Let's say you wanted that financial freedom and you wanted that business. And let's say you get that tomorrow. Everything you could ever want, you get it all tomorrow morning, right? You would lose that business or whatever it was, but in the time of a week, you would lose it all. Why? Because you haven't built that mindset of what it takes to run that life. Okay, your mind is not prepared, your body is not prepared, your energy is not prepared to take on that life. Okay, so you have to go through the consistency, you have to go through the discipline, you have to go through all of the steps in order for your mind and your body to function in that reality. This is the issue. Everyone wants things by the next day. That's not reality. You will lose it all. You have to build up to it. You have to take the steps up to that level. Or else if you get to that level without taking them steps, you're going to fall just as, if not, you're going to fall quicker than you got there. Because your mind, your body is not prepared. You have to build that mentality through the patience. And that patience will create you. It will create, your discipline. It will create who you are. And you'll be proud of it when you reach that manifestation, when you reach that goal. And to be honest with you, when you reach them goals, you're not going to be happy. It's in human nature. You will never, ever be happy. Yes, you're going to be happy. I'm not saying you're not going to be happy, but you will be happy, of course, but it's not as if you think it is. When you reach that goal, it feels like, well, what now? The stairs never end in life. You will never, ever be satisfied of what you want, whatever it is that you want to manifest. If you want to be healthy, you will never, ever stop working towards that health. You will always want to be healthier. If you want to become financially free, you will always want more and more and more. And if you think you won't, trust me, you will. It's human nature. Yes, you should be happy and pleasurable of what you have. You should be grateful of what you have now, of course, but you will never be satisfied. There is something in your core which loves building. You are always at your happiest when you are building something, when you're creating, when you are manifesting. And this is why there's a lot of issues today. It's because people are not building on their lives, on aspects of themselves. You have to build on yourself, or else you will fall into depression. Okay? You have to build, you have to create. This is what you are. Your mind needs to create. Your mind is a creative force. It's not visible, it's invisible. The mind's completely spiritual. It's not seen by the two eyes, but it is a creative force. And when it's not creating, this is when mental health comes in. You have to gain a creational essence about you. You have to build on your life. And this comes with patience. The patience is the most important thing ever, because it teaches you the lesson. And the next thing is not taking action. If you sit there just meditating and thinking and feeling all day, your manifestation's not going to come. Well, it depends. Of course, this depends. If you're on health, yes, you can sit there meditating, and if you're trying to heal your body, and this is like the health, you're trying to heal your body, yes, you can sit there and meditate a lot and feel positive and think positive. This will help your body, definitely. However, if you're not taking action on eating the correct food, not going under the sun, not grounding your feet in the ground, you're not going to gain the best results. You have to take action. It's not just about the mind. See, the mind is, let's say, it's 50-50. I wouldn't even say that. It's probably about 30% mind, 70% action. It's all about the action, the energy, the time that you are putting in, the sacrifice that you are putting in to manifest what you want. It's all about the energy. Yes, the mind is very important when it comes to this, because when you train your subconscious mind to believe it has something, yes, this will turn into your thoughts. Because if you create a mental program on, for example, building a business, or you're financially free, your subconscious mind is communicating with your conscious mind and putting that program into your conscious mind. How? Through your thoughts. You'll think differently. So let's say you did create that program on becoming financially free. This will seep into your thoughts of how you become financially free, how you could do the business, how you could do this, how you could contact that person. You see, your subconscious and your conscious are always talking to each other, and the programs are always communicating with your conscious mind. So yes, it's important training the mind. That's the most crucial part. But also taking action on the thoughts, taking action. Even if it doesn't work, you're learning. Okay? You have to take action on what you want. If you're not taking action, you will not get anything out of it. It's all about putting energy into something. The more energy you put in, the more you will get out. It's that simple. The harder you train in the gym, the bigger you will get, the stronger you will get. It is that simple. It's all a mind game. Everything about the mind. Muscle. If you see someone who's muscly, and if you are muscly yourself, or you are in good shape, all of that mental stress is manifested in muscles. You see how mind manifests matter? All of that mental energy, that mental attention, all of that mental stress that you've gone through in the gym is manifested physically into your body. And isn't that amazing? And it's the same with your external world, not just your body. It's the same with your business or whatever it is. You have to give it your all. You have to give all the time and attention and energy. It's tunnel vision. Your mind should not be focused on anything else. You should be straight tunnel vision, straight forward. That is it. You should fill your mind only on the things that count and benefit your life. Mentally, spiritually, and physically. You need to balance them all out on the mind. Lesson number 3, conscious and the subconscious mind. This is so important to understand how the mind works and the two aspects of the mind. If you don't know this, your life is going to be hell. So make sure to listen and get your notepads out. So the conscious mind is the awareness. This is what you're aware of right now. You're listening to me. You're probably watching your phone or, laptop, something like that. Your 5 senses, your mental state, your awareness. This is all your awareness. What you're aware of. This is the 10% of your mind. Only 10% of your mind is what you're aware of, your consciousness. You're conscious. So the subconscious mind, which is 90% of your mind. Think about that. 90% of your mind, you are not aware of what is going on in that part of your mind. It's all there, but it's all in the subconscious mind controls the systems in your body. So it is the mind that is telling your heart to beat, telling your lungs to breathe, telling your digestive system to digest food without you being conscious of it. So the subconscious mind is controlling every single system in your body and telling it to do its job. It's storing all of your memory, all of your paradigms, which are mental programs. Very, very, very important. These mental programs that you have are why you act the way you are, why you do certain things the way you do. All of these programs that you have generated throughout your life from the conscious mind. The conscious mind is picking up on your awareness and your surroundings. So when you were a child, between the age of 0 to 7, your subconscious mind was wide open to programming. Why? Because this is why by the age of 2 or 3 you start to speak. Because your subconscious mind is that wide open. You are literally sucking in every bit of information so you can progress in life, so you can start to talk, walk, and act as a human being. So between the age of 0 to 7, there are programs that are really, really, really deep rooted within your mind. And these programs are operating 90% of your mind. 90% of your mind, which is 90% of your thoughts, when your thoughts become your emotions and they become your actions. Everything in the subconscious is affecting your life, is manifesting. So the subconscious is not only created by these programs between the age of 0 to 7, you've also generated new programs and you're still creating them now. However, essentially we are deeply rooted with the older programs. But You create programs with emotion and repetition. Emotion and repetition generate mental programs. Driving your car, changing gear, tying your shoelace. You don't have to think about doing these things. You can literally just do it on autopilot because your subconscious mind knows that program is there. So when you consciously think of tying your laces, bang, it's done. You don't have to think about it. The subconscious takes over and does it. So the subconscious is manifesting 90% of your daily basis actions, thoughts, and emotional state on a daily basis. So what's that mean? The subconscious rules your life pretty much, and you need to change these programs. Okay, we're not going to go into this lesson, but the subconscious also sees, counts, and analyzes everything. For example, you go and past this sign. You're in a car, you drive past this sign at 6 o'clock in the morning on the way to work. 8 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock or when you're driving back home, you have a random thought, oh, I'd love a KFC. Because your mind, you might not have consciously been aware of it, but because of this sign was in your visual sight at 6 o'clock in the morning, later on that day, that subconscious mind has picked up because you started to feel hungry. And this was the first thing you seen that day. This is why it's called advertisement. Ment means mind. They're advertising to your mind and your subconscious. This doesn't really effectively work on the conscious mind, but it works on the subconscious. It lingers thoughts and images in your subconscious memory because of theta waves. When you wake up, an hour or two just after you wake up, your brain is producing theta waves, which is the waves where your subconscious mind has access, easy access. Theta wave is your mind is open to programming. So just before you go to sleep, and when you wake up, your brain's producing theta waves. And this is when your subconscious mind is wide open. This is why you need to be very careful. Never go on your phone when you wake up. Never scroll on TikTok or whatever. Don't do this stuff. The first thing you need to do when you wake up is say something positive and feel something positive. Do this every single day before you go to sleep and after you wake up. This will change your life. This will create positive impressions on your subconscious mind. Okay? It also, the conscious mind, it's like a cycle. The conscious mind, thoughts and emotions impresses the subconscious, and this will repeat. Then the whatever you put into the subconscious will then be put back onto the conscious. It's like a repeating cycle. Okay, so you need to understand this very, very deeply. You need to understand how powerful the subconscious mind is. This is the reason why you think your name is whatever, John, and this is why you wake up at a certain time. This is why you run the way you do. Everything is stored within the subconscious mind. Everything is in there. You identify yourself with the programs that are in your subconscious mind. And that's what the matrix is. The matrix, the system, is a program within your subconscious mind. This system doesn't truly exist. In the physical world, there's buildings and everything. There's only buildings. There's the government building. There's a government group. But what gives that power? The programs, the mind. This system only exists in our minds. We only need to go to school because our mind believes we need to go. We only go to jail because our mind believes this system. The matrix is a program within your subconscious, and so is your self-identity. Your self-identity is just a program within your subconscious mind. Higher faculties. You need to work on your imagination, will, intuition, memory, reason, and perception. This was in the first lesson. You need to work on these to access the subconscious mind. These are all part of your subconscious mind. You have to work on your will, especially your will and imagination, and your memory. They are the three very, very important faculties you need to work on. Can't stress enough how this is so powerful on your life and your subconscious mind. So for example, I'm going to give you another example of how the subconscious mind affects your life. Let's say you were in a car crash. 20 years ago, you were in a car crash. You were going down the M6 in a red car. Someone flies around the corner, or someone smashes into the side of you. You really hurt your leg. Your leg's broken. Your arm's broken. You might have even seen a fellow passenger die. Okay, right? This was 20 years ago. Because you had a strong emotion that you felt that very traumatic, sad, painful emotion. That emotion that you thought had a very, very big punch on your subconscious mind. And this is why, if you think about that moment, that traumatic moment that you've experienced when you were younger, you can recall that moment so vividly, like you were there. Like you could remember the taste, the smell. You could remember every little detail about that moment. Why? Because of the impression of your emotions. Because of the strong emotion you felt punched your subconscious. It says you're never going to ever forget that. Memory. What did I say in the beginning? You don't have good or bad emotion. You don't have good or bad memories, just strong or weak ones, depending on how deeply you impressed your subconscious mind with that emotion. Okay? Therefore, I've just given you the secret to success. The secret to your manifestation is emotion. Your emotions are not what you've been taught. Emotions are not something that is reactive. They should not be reactive. Okay? Your emotions are something that are given to you so you can manifest. Your emotions are a creational force. Emotion, energy in motion. Your emotions are energy in motion. And these emotions are impressed in your subconscious mind. And that's another thing. Whatever you think in your subconscious, whatever you think is true. Whatever you think is true in your subconscious mind. Whatever you think and whatever you say and whatever you feel is truth to your subconscious mind. Remember, the subconscious mind is manifesting 90% of your thoughts and daily actions. Therefore, if you call someone an idiot, if you feel like death, you feel bad, you feel sad, you're telling your subconscious mind that's what you want. If you call someone an idiot, you're telling your subconscious mind that is what you are, because the subconscious doesn't know anyone else but you. Only knows you. It only knows yes. Yes, 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 yes. I want this, I want this, I want this. That is all it does. If you think a negative thought, you're telling your subconscious, I want that. If you feel a negative emotion, you're telling your subconscious, I want that. And it will manifest it. And that's why you need to control your mind. You have to control your mind and emotions and what you say. Okay? Very, very important, people. So remember, when you were in that traumatic moment, going back to the car crash, right? When you were in that traumatic moment, because you experienced that moment, it still affects you today. Because you had that car crash and you felt that such negative and traumatic emotion, it's still affecting you today because you'll be conscious of whose car you get in. I won't get in certain cars with him because this might happen because of that. Or you might not even go in a car at all because of that event. That is how the subconscious mind manifests into 90% of your daily basis behaviors. Every program you have is having an effect on your decision making, your actions and thoughts. This is why you need to heal childhood traumas through meditations. We'll go over that. You need to heal the subconscious. You need to let go from these programs and create your own programs. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. Go and watch the next one. How's it going, people? Today we're going to be going on lesson 5 on the human electromagnetic field. This is very, very important, people. You have to understand how energy works, how your mind contributes towards this, and how your emotions contribute towards this. So the heart produces this electromagnetic field which surrounds the body from 3 foot to 9 foot, depending on your internal state, and we'll get into that a bit later. But the heart produces this field. Now the brain is all to do with the mind intelligence. However, the heart is the second brain. It is to do with the emotional intelligence of our beings. So mind and emotion directly connected. They are directly connected. Every thought that you think is producing an emotion. So the thought that you think is an electrical signal in the brain, which then gets sent to the heart. Now the heart is what's judging. It judges you. It judges what is right, what is wrong. It tells you is this thought good, is it bad, based off the emotional sense that you gain off that thought. Therefore, before we go any further, every single cell in your body, every single organ has its own electromagnetic field. So every cell, every organ, the organs come up to bunch together to create the system. The systems come together to create the body. And all of this contributes towards the electromagnetic field of the heart. Okay? So everything is electromagnetic. I am, you am, every atom is electromagnetic. So what we need to understand is that our diet plays a huge role in raising our frequency. Our frequency is our spirit, our spiraling energy field. The stronger this field is, the more impact you have on reality when it comes to manifesting your reality, what you want. So it's important that we keep our body healthy, our cells healthy, because all of this contributes to what you're putting out, and how effective your energy is putting out into the quantum field around you. So your heart produces this field based off the emotion that you feel. So every emotion that you feel, your internal state, is what manifests this electromagnetic field. So when you stand next to someone, you can feel their vibe. You can get a sense of how this person is feeling. Well, because you're feeling the energy that their internal state is manifesting the external energy, which you're picking up. So when their mood changes, you can feel it in their energy, especially if your third eye is wide open. So what I'm trying to say is your emotions is what attracts things to you, because your heart produces this magnetic energy. So your heart is producing magnetic energy. Every emotion that you feel is creating magnetic energy, which is drawing people, things, situations to you. All of this contributes towards your life because everything has a domino effect. If you happen to draw the right person to you because of your happy emotional state, that person can just change your life and turn the wheel on manifesting your reality. So like I said before, when we feel higher emotional states and elevated states of emotion, this strengthens our electromagnetic field. So when we feel happiness, contentment, joy, love, all of this expands our field from 5 meters to around 9 feet, 5 feet to 9 feet around your body. And the stronger this field is, the stronger your emotions are, and the more elevated they are, the stronger impact you have on matter. Why? Because you're vibrating more than matter. You're becoming more spirit than matter. So therefore, it is mind over matter. So if you experience these higher elevated emotions, you then have a greater impact on creating matter and influence on atoms around you and people around you. The higher you vibrate, the more people are going to stare at you, the more things that are going to happen better in your life, because the more energy that you're putting out positively. So this electromagnetic field is so important, and your emotions and your thoughts play a crucial role. You control your thoughts. This will then control your emotion, and then your emotion will control your magnetic energy. And not to mention, when we meditate, we turn our mind inward. So therefore, all of the attention, because where attention goes, energy flows. So where attention goes, energy flows. So if you turn your mind inward and put your attention on yourself, all of that energy is being internalized, and you can then redirect that into manifesting your reality. You can use this energy to manifest your reality. Okay, so the world will mirror back what we feel in our heart. This is a great saying. Whatever you carry in your heart, you will experience. Because emotion is energy in motion. The emotion you feel is the thought motion. So every thought you think produces energy in motion, which is emotion, which will then be put out into the quantum field, which is everything's in your mind, because the words you say, the things you feel, mold your mind, feeling and saying and hearing, because all of this has an effect on your external world, because it has an effect on shaping your mind. Okay, so controlling emotions, we need to get rid of the reactive emotions and use them intentionally. The more reactive you are, the more prone you are to lowering your frequency, which will have a great effect on manifesting your reality. We need to aim to reach them high states of emotion, to keep our cells, to keep our body high frequency. So I hope this lesson helped you. On the next one, we're going to be talking about maintaining this field. Lesson 7, frequency, vibration, and the law of attraction. This is so important. All of these lessons are important. So get your notepads out, take down some notes, because this one is a major one. So like we said before, everything is vibration. Everything is a vibration. Everything is a frequency. Everything is made out of light. Light is vibrating at a certain frequency. And within the realms of energy, the way how it works is that you attract what you put out. So you are what you eat. You are what you think. Whatever you put out is what you are going to get back. So it's like praying. If you pray from a place of negativity and suffering, you will get more back. You have to believe and become the frequency of what you want. Everything you already want exists as a state of frequency. Think about that. The thing that you want is a thought. Everything is a thought. Everything exists as a thought. What you want is a specific frequency. And you can experience that frequency before you even have it, before you even achieve it. You can become one with that frequency, with your mind and emotions. And this is the power of your mind. The power of your mind is that it can tune itself to anything. anything. So you can tap into the frequency mentally and emotionally before you have something. And this is how you become the frequency and attract it to you. Like I said, whatever energy you put out, you get back. So if you become that frequency, you're going to influence magnetic fields, which is magic, mag. You're influencing magnetic fields, which is magic, through frequency, thoughts, and emotion. Your present results are a reflection of your vibration. You only attract what you are. Everyone in your external world is a result of your vibration, and your vibration is a result of your thoughts and emotions. The people around you are on a similar vibrational wavelength as you. So if you meet someone, for example, you walk down the street and you meet someone, and you're two complete opposite people, you're not going to resonate with that person. Why? Because his mindset and your mind are resonating on two different frequencies, so opposite that you cannot clash together. You can't come together. You might not hate that person. His ideology, his thoughts, his beliefs, his loves and things he does, things he likes is all a frequency in his mind, and your mind is the complete opposite. Therefore, you will not become one with that person. The people around you have similar interests, similar likes, similar things to you, and that is a frequency in the realm of your mind. Everything began in the mind. It mirrors reality. I've told you this many times. So if you look at this room, everything you see in this room did not just appear there physically. It began in someone's mind. Someone thought of the lampshade. Someone thought of this design. Someone thought of this design of the sofa. And then someone thought to place it there. So everything is a result of mind. Mind is the first cause of everything. You're going to hear this a lot in this course because it's so true. Your life is a result of your mind. Your mind is your biggest tool. It's an infinite, limitless tool that you can use to manifest anything you want in your life. All you have to do is fill your mind with what you want. Tunnel vision. You have to fill your mind with what you desire and what you want, and it will come true. If you think and feel, if you believe it, if you fill your mind with belief and just that one thing, it will come true. It has to, because your life is a result of your thoughts. So everything you see in this room is all a manifestation of someone's invisible mind. Out of darkness comes the light. Your mind's the darkness, the physical realm's the light. You manifest things out of the darkness into the light. You see? So everything is a state of vibration, and we can tap into these vibrations through the mind. You control your mind, you control your reality. And this is all to do with vibration, the law of attraction. Because when you become frequencies, you attract that frequency back. This is how it all works. If you become a certain emotion, you're going to attract certain people around you that are on that vibration. Okay? Your mind is like a radio. You tune into different frequencies. Okay? You attract what you come one with. Whatever you become one with, that is what you attract. That is what you become. So it's important to keep your mind on high frequencies, to keep your emotions on high frequencies, on elevated states of emotion, elevated people, elevated thoughts. Because whatever you think and whatever you feel, you're becoming that vibration, and that is what will come to you. Lesson 2, planes of existence. These planes are all aspects of your mind. They are in you, they are outside of you, as above, so below. The Godhead is the sole purpose. This is how spiritual manifests into physical. This is the process that the universe goes through in creating the physical universe. So it starts with the Godhead, the sole purpose, then the mind, then the astral, then the etheric, then the physical. Then everything is mental, everything exists in the mind. These dimensions are not separate. They're all dimensions within your mind. They're different vibrational states, pretty much. So the mind is the realm of thoughts. This is where thoughts reside. There's no form to a thought. It's invisible. There's no physicality to it. It's the most lucid. The higher you go, the more lucid it is. The lower you go, the more solid it becomes. Okay? So the mental plane is the most lucidic. So the mental plane is the thought alone. The astral plane is the imagination of the thought. This is where the thought forms manifest into some sort of form. Not physical form, but some sort of form, lucid form. Like dreams. Then it goes to the etheric, then physical plane. The etheric plane is the blueprint. It's like a blueprint of the astral and the physical form. It's basically the realm of energy. This is where energy is and frequency. And then the physical plane is where physical manifestations happen. So essentially this physical world is a product and the world of effect. Everything goes through this is a world of effect. You can't change this world by manipulating it physically. You can, but it's not going to last long. It's not long term. This is where we get the saying as above, so below from. You change the higher planes, you manipulate the lower planes. If you manipulate the astral plane, you manipulate the physical plane. This is a mirror into physicality. Everything starts in the mind, then goes through the astral. Now, the higher, middle, and lower astral are the vibrational states of the thought, because remember that the mental plane is the thought alone. So, for example, I'm going to give you an example now. This is a chair. Think of a chair. Don't imagine the chair, just think of the thought of a chair. So you have the thought of a chair in your mind. Then now, imagine that thought. What form does it have? This is the astral plane. This is the imaginational plane. This is where you imagine things. So when you hold something in the screen of your mind, this is astral matter. You're creating out of astral matter. That's what imagination is. Depending on the vibration of that thought that you are manifesting, you create the higher astral plane. This imagination will go into the higher astral. Or if you think of a chair to murder someone on it with spikes and kill someone on it, it will go to the lower astral plane because it's a lower vibrational thought form manifesting. So you got to use these planes to manifest things, to imagine things. You can manipulate the astral plane through astral projection. This is a very, very occult teaching of astral projection, and that's going to be taught later on in another course, because that's not for everyone. But you can still access the astral plane through imagination, and that is how you pretty much get there. You use your conscious mind to project yourself, your consciousness, your awareness into the astral plane. So if you manipulate these higher planes of existence, you manipulate these lower planes. As above, so below. You got to look up. But it all starts in the mind. Use your thoughts correctly. Use your thoughts. Use your imagination. Use your energy. And this will all combine to manifest something physical. Okay? So use these planes to manipulate this physical world, because whatever you do in these planes, you manipulate the lower planes. It's like a mirror. So that is the planes of existence. They all exist inside of you. They're outside of you. They're as above, so below, as within, so without. They are everywhere. They are inside of you. They're not separate. They're all aspects of your mind. Lesson 6, maintaining the human electromagnetic field, the human energy field. This is an important one, people. You have to understand how this field works. Without this field, you can't pull things to you, you can't attract things. You know, the weaker your field, the more prone you are to diseases. The weaker the field, the less manifestation, the less power you have over matter. You have to have a strong field. Okay? This field is very internal state. So your internal state manifests on a daily basis, contribute to this field and how strong it is. So to keep it strong, you have to realize that it's constantly changing based on your environment, the people around you, electrical devices, thoughts, emotions, and the food within the body. Now, every single cell in your body has its own electromagnetic field, has its own magnetic energy. And this magnetic energy can be weakened or strengthened by the food that you are putting in your body. So therefore, when we eat food that is processed, that is not grown under the sun, made in some sort of lab or manufacturing, wherever, it has no magnetic energy to it. It's vibrating so low that when you consume it, it's going to pull your energy. It's going to lower your frequency, it's going to lower your mood. It's going to just destroy everything about you. You don't want it in your body. You have to eat raw food. As much as you need as much uncooked raw food as possible, because the cooked food is what kills the magnetic energy in it, kills nutrients as well. But it's based off magnetic energy. They never want to tell you this. They want you focused on nutrients, minerals, but they'll never tell you about the magnetic energy, the etheric energy, about the food. Yes, meat might have some, nutritious benefits to the body. Flesh might have that. However, the magnetic energy behind it is negatively charged. Because the magnetic energy never leaves the food. Never. Energy can't be killed, cannot be destroyed. Therefore, the slaughtered animal is running, fear, traumatized, and all this negative energy is stuck within the food, and this is going to lower your vibration and weaken your field. So don't just think about nutrition, think about magnetic energy. You're an electromagnetic being. So you need to make sure you're eating food that is under the electric sun. When you stand under the sun, you feel that masculine, powerful electrical energy charging you in your body, in your cells. This is why you feel so much better when you're under the sun. It's because it charges you. It charges your body, your cells, your mind, your spirit, everything. It upgrades your DNA. The sun is amazing. You need the food that grows underneath the sun, because the sun crystallizes in the food. When you eat raw fruit that's grown under the sun, you're eating the sun. You're pretty much eating electrical currents. You're putting that into your body, and it's charging your body, charging the cells, because the cells produce electricity. Your body is made of water, which, contributes to moving electricity around your body. So your diet is very important when it comes to maintaining the strength of your electromagnetic field, because the weaker this field, the less impact you have on manifesting over matter and pulling things to you, and magnetically pulling people and, surroundings to you. It's a magnetic field. It pulls things to you. The right people, the right places. So eat fruits and vegetables as much as possible. Grounding, putting your feet in the soil or in the earth. This will charge you. The earth is electromagnetic. This will strengthen the field, strengthen your body, strengthen your cells, put electricity in your body. Everything is just amazing when you ground, especially when you're stood under the sun as well. It's a double whammy. So grounding every day is important to keep the strength of your field up. So if you have a very weak field, you're just gonna, you're gonna attract negative people. You can sense it from a mile off. When you see a negative person, you don't even need to know them. You can just sense that they're very negative, very low vibration. You see it on their face, you feel it in their energy. It's a no-brainer. Energy doesn't lie. And this is because their field is so depleted. Because of the food, the thoughts, the emotions. They're so unattached from nature. And this is why it's so important to get back in touch with nature, back in touch with your body. And this will strengthen not only your field, but your mind and emotion will be better. So your diet plays a massive role. Grounding, very important. Proper thinking. Being present. Your field is made out of your thoughts as well as your emotions. Being present is a very important one, because when you put your mental attention into the future or the past, you're giving energy to it. So when you are in the present, you retain energy. Okay, you don't give energy away by retaining energy, by being in the present. Proper thinking. This is a very important one. So thinking is energy, mental energy. Every thought is either, positively impacting you or negatively impacting you. So every negative thought that you think, you need to think 3 more positive ones to try and counteract and balance this out. And over periods of time, this will create you to, think positive. And you need positive thinking. You're just dragging yourself down. You're slowing the process of where you want to go in life just by negative thinking alone. You see, your external world it's not actually external. The world is within you. You're not in the world. The external world is within you. So therefore, your mind is like the controller of your external world. Because you are a result of your thoughts. Where you are in your life now, where you are right now listening to this, is an effect and a direct manifestation of all the thoughts that you have thinked in the past. Think about that for a minute. You are where you are in life because of the thoughts that you have thinked. I bet you've never realized that. Every thought, every decision has contributed to where you are right now. Therefore, you change your thoughts, further down the line, you change your external world, you change your life. You change the way you think, you change the people around you. It's directly correlated. The mind is a reflection of your external world. So every thought has an emotion attached to it, and the emotion is energy in motion. We've gone over this, which contributes to your electromagnetic field. So your positive emotion is going to strengthen your electromagnetic field. And when this field is stronger, the more impact you have on matter, the more abilities you have to pulling people to you and places. Okay, so your heart knows everything. Your heart knows what is good and what is bad. When you go against the inner guide, the heart's voice, you're actually weakening your field. You're weakening your willpower, you're weakening your mind, you're weakening your electromagnetic field just by going against that inner guide. When you know you're doing something bad, you're not only, mentally going to suffer, you're going to suffer energetically and physically. Because what affects your electromagnetic field affects your body. So do not go against that inner guide. The people around you have a massive effect on your field. So when you interact with someone, there's a balancing out of the frequencies. Every frequency does this. It's called binaural beats. Every frequencies do this. When 2 frequencies meet, they harmonize and they balance. So if you're vibrating very high and you meet someone who's vibrating very low, when you meet, your vibrations will balance out. So yours will lower and his will rise to counteract, so to balance out. So that person is essentially taking your energy if they're vibrating lower than you. So it's important that you understand and be mindful of the people who are in your surroundings. because they're either taking your energy or giving energy to you and, contributing towards your life. It's so important that you change the people in your life. If you want to heal your body, stop talking to the people or don't chill with them as much if they just want to go out and eat Burger King every day. You see, it's not only physically are they going to take that, they're going to have, because their thoughts are in their electromagnetic field. So when you're around these people, you're gaining their thoughts, you're gaining their emotions. And this is why you feel so influenced. The word flu in influence. Because influence energy is like a flu. It's sticky. The people around are giving you energy, giving you thoughts, giving you emotions. So it's so important you keep clean-hearted people around you and people who contribute towards your life. If not, cut them out. If they're not contributing towards something in your life and you're not contributing something towards theirs, cut them out. Is it going to help you? No, then remove it. It's so important that you stick to this. So the people around you have an effect on your field. And like we say, the lower the field, the less impact you have on reality. The higher frequency you are, the more wave you are than matter. So I hope you learned a lot from this video. Lesson 13, mirror magic. This is all to do with mirrors and how you should treat mirrors in yourself. You see, mirrors not only just reflect your vision and yourself, they reflect what you say, what you speak, and what you feel. They reflect energy. Okay? So it's important that you are saying the correct things and feeling the correct things in front of mirrors, because mirrors reflect back to you everything you say into them. They are a great tool you can use to reprogram your subconscious mind. Now, the good thing with this, you can do this when you brush your teeth. You can do this every time you see yourself in a mirror. You see, what you say into a mirror is also being reflected back to you, which is then reflected back to the mirror and done infinite amount of times. It infinitely reflects what you think and say and feel. So if you say a negative thing into a mirror, or you say, I am ugly, this is just going to constantly reflect back between you and the mirror and quickly and rapidly reprogram your subconscious mind. So it's important that you say the correct things in front of mirrors. Okay? Mirrors are a very powerful tool to change your mind and to manifest things. So if you get yourself hyped up, you think and feel and you say the things, your affirmations into the mirror, this is a very powerful way to become that frequency. Okay, it's all about giving high energy. Work yourself up, give energy to these affirmations that you say, and never entertain any negative thought, any negative emotion into mirrors, because mirrors are what are reflecting back to you. Okay, this is a very, very important lesson, because a lot of people are used to, doubting themselves in the mirrors and stuff like that. So you've got to make sure that you say very positive into mirrors and say, think and feel very positive things. And this will reflect back to you in energetic wise, and you're reprogramming your subconscious. Lesson 4, programming the subconscious mind. This is so important, people. You have to reprogram the programs that are in your mind. Everything is true in the subconscious mind. This is why the ancients had the golden rule: treat others like you want to be treated. Because if I go, like I said in the other video, if I go and call you an idiot, I'm calling my subconscious mind an idiot, which will then telling my subconscious that is what I want. So remember, it is impressed by emotion and repetition. These are the two main ways the subconscious mind is reprogrammed. Repetition. You tie your shoelaces every single day. You know how to do it. You know how to change gear in your car. This is repetition. You have created a program through this repetition. And emotion, the traumatic event that you had when you were young, you can remember that program, you can remember that day like it was today, very, very, very vividly, because of the strong emotion that you felt together, you felt at that point. which then created a mental program which manifests into your daily basis behavior, thought patterns, and actions. Old habits are programs. This is why you're trying to create your new life. You're trying to break your old habits. The reason why you're not breaking your old habits is because that habit is a program itself. That it has to manifest. It's so hard not for it to manifest. Because it's part of the mind's automatic system. The mind has an automatic system which is running your body on autopilot. The subconscious is running your body's organs. It's telling your heart to beat on autopilot. That habit you have is an autopilot program. Therefore, you have to change this programming by accessing the subconscious mind and rewriting these programs through, like I said, repetition and emotion. Repetition and emotion, combining these two methods, will reprogram your subconscious mind. And when is the subconscious mind most accessible? 1 hour when we wake up and just before we go to sleep. Your brain is producing theta waves. It doesn't have to be then when these two are, it doesn't have to be when you wake up or when you go to sleep. You can also create theta waves when you access deep meditation. Deep meditation. So, you have to do these every single day as much as you can. Doesn't have to be when you wake up, doesn't have to be before you go to sleep. Whenever you get time or whenever your conscious mind floats over the idea of doing it, do it. Repeat affirmations constantly as much as you can. And I mean every second of the day if you have to. Whenever you get the time, mentally say it, physically say it. Get these affirmations done as much as possible to reprogram that subconscious. It has to be in present tense. The subconscious does not know the future, does not know the past. It only knows now. It only knows you, doesn't know anyone else, and it only knows now. You and now is the only thing the subconscious mind knows. And everything is true in the subconscious. Therefore, thinking, feeling, and saying I am affirmations. It has to be in the present tense. You have to claim as if you are what you are saying. If you want financial freedom, say money is coming in constantly on a daily cycle or whatever, or I am financially free. Money is coming in. I am happy. I am healed. I am healthy. Whatever you are trying to manifest, believe it is true. Say it is true and feel it is true on a daily basis as much as possible. Most effectively in the mornings and at nighttime and in deep meditation. Every single morning, as soon as you wake up, it's the first thing that should be on your mind, is reprogramming the subconscious mind. Is feeling the emotion of that life you want, feeling the emotional state of your desire, rich, free, or happy, affirming your desire, listening to repeated affirmations. Download an app on your phone, whatever, voice recorder, whatever it is, download an app. Record yourself saying, I am affirmations, I am healthy, I am rich, money flows into my life abundantly. And listen to this every single morning for half an hour, 10 minutes, whatever. Do it every single morning as much as you can. And while you're listening to them, mentally say them. And while you're listening to them. Feel as if they are true constantly, as much as possible. You have to do this to reprogram the mind. And don't keep changing the affirmations. Listen to the same ones over and over and over and over again. And I'm telling you, you will know the affirmations off by heart. And it'll be that deeply rooted in your subconscious. You will literally think about it constantly. Once it's in the subconscious, once you have this deep new program of you feeling wealthy or feeling healthy or wealthy or healed, it has to manifest. Because what happens? The programs are manifesting 90% of your daily basis behavior. So if you create a program where you already feel like money is rolling in more than ever, or you are healed, that will manifest into 90% of your thought patterns, 90% of your actions, and 90% of your daily basis behavior. And it will be subconsciously. You won't even know you are acting upon this program because it's in the automatic system of your mind. This is how powerful this is. So if you create a program on, let's say you want to be financially free, and you've created a program, a memory, a paradigm, because you've been saying these affirmations and you've been thinking and feeling about this desired reality, guess what? You will be taking action according to that program. You will think the thoughts. You will do the things that person does of that reality. And you won't even know. This is how powerful it is. You have to do this. Mirrors are very, 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 very powerful. You have to stay aware of what you're thinking, feeling into a mirror, because it's a direct reflection. Be very careful what you're saying to mirrors, and never ever say anything negative into a mirror. Okay? Meditation. Find a goal, then exhale slowly out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Bring all of your attention to the present moment and lose track of thoughts, environment, stress, if you're trying to fall asleep, as if you're trying to fall asleep. So, if a thought, because this will happen, thoughts will appear, then you just have to remove it. Thoughts will keep trying to appear into your conscious mind when you're trying to meditate. Bring your awareness to the present moment, and if a thought comes, remove it. And this will keep happening. Thoughts or little words or little voice will come, just remove it. Keep removing it. And once you repeat this process, you'll gain a meditative state, a sleepish state. Your body become relaxed. The body will start to sleep, but your mind will be aware. Your conscious mind will be aware. Now bring all of your attention to the emotion you would feel as if you've got what you wanted. Feel that reality that you have, that you wanted. Feel the financial free, the freeness. Feel it. Feel as if you've already got it. Feel as if there is millions in the bank. Feel as if you are healed. Feel as if you are running around happy. Or whatever emotion it is of that desired reality that you want. Use your will to hold this emotional state. Like I said, the will is so important. You have to work on your will and imagination. They are very important. Use your will to hold this emotional state. Now you have to bring in your imagination, which is another higher faculty you need to work on. Imagine yourself being the person you want to become. What would you be wearing? Where are you? What would you look like? What would you smell like? Imagine, if you want to become financially free, imagine you are on a beach. Imagine you had the financial freedom. You had the freedom of traveling around the world. What would that feel like? Imagine the place you'd be. Imagine what you'd be wearing. Feel the emotion, your emotional state, and imagine it. Hold this thought and emotion for as long as you can and experience the life you want. And I'm telling you, you do this over and over and over, combining this with the affirmations on a daily basis, I promise you, you will reprogram the subconscious mind that deeply, your life will change. Not only your life, it will start to steep into your emotions. It will creep on your actions, sorry, not your emotions. This program will creep onto your actions, and you won't even know you're acting according to this program that you've created. And before you know it, you're working this hard towards this life, it will show up in your life. But like I said, cause and effect. You have to take action on this program. You have to take action on these thoughts towards your goals. You can't sit around meditating and affirmating every day. But I promise, something will happen to trigger this program. You will make the right decision. You will go the right place at the right time and meet someone, or you will have a conversation with someone and something will pop up in your mind, and you can just, that is it. Your life will change. This is so important. Affirmations and meditation on a daily basis will reprogram your subconscious mind. You can heal, you can manifest, you can attract, you can do whatever you want. You can get rid of depression like this, anything you want. Tell your subconscious mind you already have it. The stronger the emotion you feel, the more impact it's going to have in your subconscious. You have to do this, people. This is a very, very, very important part of manifesting, is the subconscious mind. Thank you all. Lesson 12, sigil magic. So what are sigils? Sigil is a symbol, same thing, and it represents something corresponding with your mind. So, for example, without you even seeing the letters, this object, this shape corresponds with something within your mind that associates with that shape that you see. So the symbol for Nike, everyone knows it's Nike, even without it saying Nike. It's because this symbol has been associated with something that our minds recognize. So symbols speak to our mind and subconscious mind. Okay, and within us and around us are the other planes: astral, mental, and etheric, and physical. So this symbol, right, the Nike symbol, carries energy. Why does it carry energy? It's because all of the collective minds that have seen this symbol have a collective thought and associations within their minds that associate beliefs with this symbol. So another way to see this is this symbol is speaking to you energetically and metaphorically to your right hemisphere and your mind. So the collective minds, this is very hard for me to express and teach this, because we're talking about something metaphysical within the mind. There's not many words, it's hard to describe. So a symbol carries mental energy. Mental belief, mental awareness is energy. So all of the collective minds have a belief about this symbol. They know what this symbol represents in their minds, and this carries energy. So if you go and wear this symbol, you are associating yourself with the energy. You are carrying that energy. Okay? So that's how symbols are very powerful. They carry energy because when someone sees you with that symbol on, they associate you with their mental belief system on that symbol. So you can create symbols yourself. What you have to do is create a sigil, something simple, easy to remember. Okay, you got to make sure it's very easy to remember, because you're going to have to imagine this symbol as well. Create a sigil, like a triangle with whatever in, and give it a mental belief. So every time you see this symbol, or it could even be a letter, you could even use something so simple. Whenever you see this, it's going to remind you of that belief that you have with that symbol. And what you need to do is create it on a piece of paper or a bay leaf, draw it, and give it mental attention. Hover your hand over it and give it a charge. Imagine this symbol glowing and give it the belief, give it the intent. It's all about your intention with the symbol. Okay? And you want to keep this symbol on you at all times. And when you do meditations, when you enter deep states of meditations or manifesting meditations, you can, instead of thinking about the reality you want, you could think about the symbol. This is a very good way to visualize. If you're not very good at visualizing a full reality of yourself in a world somewhere else with whatever you want or whatever you want to manifest, if you can't imagine in detail, this is a good practice. Imagining a symbol and holding your mental energy, your mental awareness and attention on that symbol. And you are associating mental energy with that symbol, and it will become bigger and stronger and stronger, and it will impress your subconscious mind. You want to give this symbol emotional energy as well. And then what you could also do with this symbol, or words, you can even use words. I am, I achieved, I have, underneath water, because water holds memory. Because when you speak to plants, which take in water, if you say love to one plant and hate to the other, the love plant will grow bigger and the hate plant will die off. It's because it's all to do with frequency. So if you write good words on a piece of paper or a sigil and put it under the water glass, it will impress them energy frequency codes into the water, and then you drink the water. And this is all helping and contributing towards getting you towards that frequency of what you want. Giving that energy. It's all about filling your mind with that what you want to manifest. You have to find a way to fill your mind as much as possible with what you have, what you want to have. It's about tricking the mind about something you already have. So you can do this with the sigils. You can do this with prayer, meditation, all of these different things. You want to employ them into your life. Every time you drink water, you want to impress them, speak into the water, make the water vibrate on the frequency that you want, and then drink it. Okay, this is very important. You have to find every single way to get yourself to that frequency by filling your mind with what you already have, what you want to manifest, by believing in your mind you already have it, and filling your spirit with that energy. By giving your electromagnetic field that frequency, you becoming that frequency. It's all about maintaining that frequency and that mindset, and it will reflect into your external world. So you want to find all these different ways and do them as much as possible. So to go over that again, create a sigil, just draw it, give it mental attention, mental energy. You can visualize it in meditation, or you can put it under water. Keep it on you at all times, and whenever you see that symbol, think about what you have, what you want, and this will all contribute towards manifesting. Hello, welcome to lesson number 1 of Manifestation Mastery 2.0. So the first lesson we're going to be getting into is the 7 universal laws. You need to obey these laws and operate your life within these laws so that you can maximize your manifestation. Now, what you need to realize is that you are manifesting at all times. You are manifesting now with what you are thinking, what you are doing. Everything is manifestation. But when you choose to do this consciously, you can get anything you want in your life. Think of it like this. When you're playing a video game, GTA for example, you level up your character. You are not the body, you're not the person in the game, you are the intelligence behind that body. You are this invisible intelligence which is a creating force. It manifests everything. You are a microcosm of God, a creator. You're a manifester. You can take non-physical thoughts and produce that into a physical world, material world. So this is the mindset you need to adapt. So the first universal law is the law of mentalism. Okay, mentalism, everything is mind. There is one substance in the universe, and that substance is mind. Me, you, are mind. We are the same substance. Yes, we are in a different physical form, a different physical body. However, the mind, the substance that makes your intelligence, is the exact same. The mind is the universe. Everything is the universe. Matter and mind are one. So, the mind is cause. You are not the mind, though. This is what you need to understand. You are the soul, which is the observer of the mind. You are the one listening to the mind. You are the one behind the mind. However, without the mind, nothing can exist. Soul is the consciousness, the observer, the awakeness, the conscious. The mind is the intelligence of your consciousness, your awareness. So mind is cause. Mind is the one substance. Good and bad are the same thing. Now let me break this down. Good and bad are two opposing things, right? But it's the same. They're 2 degrees of the same substance. Now, what do I mean? Hot and cold are different degrees of the same substance, and that's leave in our mind, so it be. We need to control our thoughts. We need to be mentally prepared, and mentally engaged, but not letting our emotions take over, because we are emotional as well as mental. The mind is the root cause of everything. Before you kick a football, a decision is made within your mind. Before you do anything, it's all in the mind first. The phone you have, the car that you have, is all designed. The buildings around you was all an image. It was all an imagination. It was a seed in someone's mind before they manifested it physically. So you need to use your mind properly by disciplining the mind. Disciplining the mind is the most powerful thing you can do in your life. Controlling your thoughts. Control where your attention goes, your mental attention. Where attention goes, energy flows. If you're controlling your life, controlling your mind, you're controlling your life, your physical life. Okay? So be aware of where you are. Be aware of your mental state and emotional state, and change it. You can change your mind. You are choosing to feel depressed. You are choosing to feel happy. You are choosing to entertain these thoughts within your mind. So the higher faculties of your mind. Imagination. Work on your imagination. If you can't, if there's no screen in your mind, then you have no imagination. Every single one of you should have a clear screen in your mind where you can pull anything you want into that screen. If I say think of an apple, there should be there should be an apple in your mind somewhere. This is imagination. You see, the mind operates on the highest planes of existence. The mind is not a physical thing. It's the thing controlling this physical form and manipulating this physical external world. Mind is the controlling substance. So imagination, work on your imagination, people. This will do great. This will have a great impact on your manifestation when we get into the exercises. You need imagination. You need it. You can't live without imagination. You can't manifest properly without it. So you can use your imagination. Practice it every day. Visualize things in your mind. Will. The will allows you to hold one idea on the screen of your mind. You know, so this is where willpower comes in. How long can you hold this imaginational thought? How long can you hold this image on the screen in your mind? Will is a massive tool, not just manifesting, not just doing all of this, in all What information we accept, stir up, and use to come up with a brand new idea. What is the reason? What's the true reason behind what you want to manifest into your life? Is it coming from a place of negativity? Is it coming from a place of positivity? Is it coming from a good or evil place? You need to seek deep inside of you and truly ask why you want this in your life. Is it coming from something? Is it coming from a childhood trauma? Is it coming from a self insecurity? Reason is a big one. You should only be manifesting things that are positive, that will have a positive impact on yourself and the people around you, and the consciousness and the collective consciousness, and to the earth. It should not be a selfish thing. Reason is a good one, because it's important. It's important because if you go and manifest something that came from negativity, it will only amplify that negative reason inside of you. Let's say you wanted to do something like you wanted to get rich, but it came from a negative place. Okay, it came from a negative place. The reason why you want it was very negative. You wanted to just flex on people and stuff like that, right? That will amplify. When you become successful, it will amplify that reason, and you will become pretty much an idiot. So make sure the reason's right. Perception. Your perception is your point of view. It controls what you become aware of in your environment and how you choose to see it. Your perception is your reality. You have to be aware that there are people's perceptions are all going to be different. You shouldn't let that affect your internal world. You need to come from a positive perception and a balanced perception. Everything is neutral. Everything is balanced. You choose. Your mind chooses whether it's positive or negative. So your perception of things is what you need to change. You need to come from a balanced point. Don't let the external world affect your internal world. Your perception should be neutral. Shouldn't be good or bad. It should be neutral at all times, and try and neutralize and balance your perception on things. Your mind is the decider of your perception, a good or bad perception. The next universal law is the law of correspondence. As above, so below, as within, so without. The outer world is a reflection of your inner world. This is so important, people. This is so important. You cannot go through life without knowing this deeply and understanding this. The friends you have, the car you have, the phone you have, all of the things you possess is a direct manifestation of all of the collective thoughts you've thought in the past. Where you are in life is a direct reflection of the thoughts you have thought in the past. You are here right now because of the thoughts that you thought in the past. The car you have, everything you have is a reflection of what you thought and what you've acted on. You have acted on them thoughts, and you are here right now because of that. What is inside of you manifests outside of you. Not just on a macro scale, on a micro scale. So like I always talk about how the body is the image of the stars, and we are God made flesh. Everything is us. What is outside of the world is inside of us. We are a microcosm of the macrocosm. But I'm coming from a mental state here. Remember, the first law is mentalism. So you got to keep that in mind in every single one of these laws. The first one is mentalism. What happens in the mind happens outside of you in some way or another. Okay? The thoughts you think become your emotions that you feel. What happens in heaven happens in earth. What happens in the head The thoughts happens in the heart, which is earth. Heaven and earth. Whatever you think becomes an emotion, and that emotion influences your behavior, which will influence your action in the physical world. So therefore, if you think and feel that you are happy and rich, that will manifest into your external world, that will manifest into your behavior, that will manifest into your vibration and attract people in that similar vibration. You see? So we are physical, the physical effect of the spiritual. Hold on, two seconds, sorry, people. So yes, you need to understand this, people. You have to understand this. Connect with the inner self, connect with the divine consciousness inside. Okay? Use your mind to think and feel properly, and this will manifest into your external world. The friends you have are a manifestation of your internal world. Until you change your internal state, you will outgrow the people around you. And this is what happens. Law of vibration. Everything is vibrating. The speed of vibration depends whether on something appears solid, liquid, or gas. Every thought you think is a vibration. You don't think thoughts. You do not think thoughts. You receive thoughts based on the frequency that you are tapped into, based on the vibration that you are on. Now, what do I mean? This is why we call it a mindset. You set your mind to frequencies. So when you set mental attention on a thought that you've received, you are tapping into that vibration, and you will receive thoughts based upon that vibration. So that you set your mind to that vibration. So when you think, feel, and speak higher vibrational things, this manifests into your external world, because remember the law before. What happens inside happens outside of you. If you think, feel, and speak higher vibrational things, this will attract people on the same vibration. Okay? You do this positive thinking, positive affirmations, and remembering mind over matter. Mind manipulates matter. God is mind. Everything is mind. The universe is mind. You change your vibration, you change the people around you. They will sense this. Your friends will sense this. The people, when you start elevating your vibration and thinking positively and no longer entertain the negativity, your friends will sense this, and they will say that you've changed. But what you need to realize is what people say to you is a reflection of their internal state. So if someone's being negative to you, you've got to see that is a reflection of their negative internal state that they think about themselves. What you say negative to someone else is something deep down that you see within yourself. As within, so without. As above, so below. The law of polarity. Everything has two poles, good and evil, love and hate, attraction, disconnection. All the opposing forces are actually the same substance, which is mind, in various degrees. Therefore, everything is one, which is mind. For example, water can be ice, solid, or fluid based off the degree of heat. It's the same substance, but the various degrees of the same thing. The universe is balanced. You need to be balanced between good and evil. Look at your body. You have a left arm and a right arm. Your head is in the center of it. You should become balanced. You should become balanced. Your mindset should be balanced. Your emotions should be balanced. Your diet should be balanced. Your work life. Everything should be balanced. You must first correct your underlying limiting beliefs. If you are unhappy in your job, you focus all of your energy on finding a new job. So think of it this way. There's polarity to everything. You hate where you are in life right now, more than likely. That's why you brought this course. You want to manifest something in your life. Not everyone, but some of you hate your life. Okay? That hatred You shouldn't hate, because that's going to hurt your body and your cells. But anyways, you can use that energy, the other end of that stick. That energy is draining you. Your hating mental state is draining your energy because you're letting it kill you. You can use that polarity, that other side of the energy, instead of killing yourself with it and getting yourself down, use that energy to finding something new. There's always two ends to the stick. I hate my job. You can either cry about it or use that energy to go and do something else and figure out what you can do. And that's the law of polarity. Use the other side. Use the polarity. Don't let it suck you in. Use it for purpose, for reason. The law of rhythm. Everything flows. Everything is out and in. Remember, the universe is made out of torus fields. This is a torus field. Comes out, back in, out and back in. This is a daily cycle. This is a yearly cycle. It's the cycle of the zodiac. It's the cycle of your life. You're out in the world, then you die from this world. You're out in this world, then you die from this world. Everything's a cycle. Everything's a rhythm. Everything has tides. All things rise and fall. Use the day and night cycle. Use the cycle. Create a cycle in your life. Don't let your life be chaotic. Don't be a feather in the wind. Create a purposeful cycle so that it works, so that you are progressing 1% every day towards this goal. Okay? Try not to get attached to outcomes, but work towards a mental state of neutrality or indifference. The key is non-attachment, positive thinking patterns. I need to get this out of the way. You hate your life. Okay? You hate your life. Hold on, my microphone's just changed. Okay, it doesn't matter. What you're experiencing now in life is a mental state. Think about this for a second. Everything is mind. You think, right, the job that you're in now, for example, you hate your job. You work at somewhere bad, you know, you're working in a gas station, or, you know, you hate it. You are suffering the mental state that you're in, not the actual job. You don't like the mental state that you're in. It's not the physical job. You're suffering the mind's reaction of what you're doing. Therefore, you desire a life where you do not feel this way. So what's that mean? What you really want is a altered mind state where you are not suffering mentally and emotionally. Therefore, use your mind. What you really, really want, deep down, is a mindset. You want a life where you're not suffering this mindset. So therefore, if you change this mind of yours, you change the emotional state. So when you do your bad job, or when you're there, change the mindset. Change it as if you love and you experience blissfulness and you experience amazingness. And this will manifest into your life. When you go home, think and feel the reality that you want. Think and feel the reality that you want. Create a cycle. I've gone a bit off guard there. But what you really want is a mindset. This is what you need to understand. Everything is mind. Okay? If you had the mindset properly, you'd actually stay in that job. But it's the mindset that you hate, that you're suffering from. Cause and effect. Every cause has an effect. The physical world is the effect world. What you see and experience is an effect of mind. The root cause is the mind. The building you're in, the microphone I'm speaking into, is the effect of someone's mind. Therefore, use this properly. When you push a domino, it will push all more. Every little choice you make has a massive impact on the rest of your life. Every decision you decide has the biggest impact ever. It has a domino effect on your whole life and the people around you. So if you see someone, let's say you want to get financial retreat, you see someone, you make a little comment, nice car, nice shoes. That could spark a conversation where you speak to him and he changes your life. Speak to people. Go to the gym. Conversate with people. If you want to become the best, you want to own a restaurant, go and work at a restaurant and learn how it works. Use the law of cause and effect. Speak to people. This is the most important thing. Speak to people and use the law of effect. Do the action. You can't just sit around visualizing all day, or else nothing will happen. You have to use the law of cause and effect. Every cause creates the effect. Take action on your thoughts, on these thoughts that are based on reaching your goal. The law of gender. Everything is masculine and feminine. How to apply. We can use the law of gender by balancing the spiritual higher self and the physical lower self or ego. It is important to not let the ego get out of control. Because when the ego becomes out of control, you're coming from a place of physicality. You're seeking physical pleasure. You need to come from a place of internal. You need to come from the internal. Don't let this external world run your life. Let the spiritual, the positive, run your life. The place of calculated thoughts and calculated action. The internal dialogue. Don't let your taste buds run your diet. Let the internal calculated mind run the diet, because the calculated mind knows you should be eating healthy things that feed the mind, body, and soul. But the taste buds just want sugar and bad food. So balance the spiritual and the physical self. Meditation. This is that lesson. Hope you enjoyed the next lesson. Well, hope you enjoyed this lesson. Let's go to the next. How's it all going, people? Today we're going to be talking about the astral plane in lesson 2 of the astral projection series. So the astral plane, as I told you in the last one, we went over the basics. Now I'm going to go into a bit more detail about what the astral plane is and what to expect, what is there. It is the realm of the collective and personal subconscious. So all of the things that you keep in your subconscious mind, all of the things that in everyone else's subconscious mind, is essentially manifested there as some sort of energy or something. Emotions, dreams, and inner images. Emotions manifest as energy on the astral plane. Now, emotions also manifest as demons. If you continuously feel negative about a certain thing and give emotional and mental energy to this thing that you cannot give up in your mind, you will create some sort of astral form which will latch onto your astral body and influence you. So essentially you are creating your own demons through mental and emotional energy. Dreams are when you dream, your astral body is slightly hovering above your physical body. And a dream, when you no longer consciously control it, but you're experiencing the dream, this is your subconscious creating the dream. So your dreams are created from your subconscious if you are not controlling them. If you control them, you can create them consciously and create a whole dream yourself and a whole world. And essentially what you're doing in the astral plane when you dream, you are creating a whole world and a reality. That's what you can do in the astral. You can do anything. And inner images. So when you think or imagine something, that screen in your mind, that is the astral plane you are creating out of astral matter. It's the realm of imagination. Essentially, it creates the matrix of the material world. Why do I say that? It's because the energy manifested on the astral plane has influence on the material plane. So, like I said, when you create demons, you are essentially creating an energy which will manifest and influence your physical body on the physical plane. So essentially, the collective programs in people's subconscious and the collective mental thoughts is creating an astral energy which has a spell on the material world. That's how it's working. It's the realm of imagination, as I've already gone over. Thought forms, and it's your light body. This is what we call the light body. It is the body made of light. All of the bodies are made of light, but the physical body is the, lower vibrational light body. It is essentially the light body, and it's where thought forms manifest. It's where the thoughts you are thinking are taking form. This is where they are things. This is why we say thoughts are things, because they are essentially astral matter. And this is why we call the mind the third eye. It is an eye because the mind has access to all of these planes, all of them. And that's why it's the all-seeing eye. It sees all things. Now, the astral plane is split into higher, middle, and lower. So the lower astral plane is essentially where more material things are going on. This is where the thoughts that are based on material things are. I'm not saying it's hell. This is not, because it's lower, it doesn't mean it's negative. If you're thinking about creating a thing, creating a physical thing, and you're imagining this thing, you're essentially using the lower astral planes. It's more material based. So most people, when they astral project and when they're seeing this realm, but in the astral plane, they're in the lower astral plane. The middle and the higher is when things are more formless. You can still create there, but it's depending on the vibrations of these imaginations, and the vibrations of these thoughts that you are manifesting will depend whether it goes to middle, higher, or lower. So we have beings and entities within the astral plane. This is where we get, all the myths about ghosts, spirits. This is essentially what they're talking about. All of these myths are talking about this plane, which exists in the subconscious mind, and can only be accessed through the mind. The two eyes could never see into this plane, only accessed through the mind, or the third eye, whatever you want to call it. And there are beings there, there are souls there are minds there which manifest. So first type of beings which exist in the lower astral plane doesn't mean they're negative, doesn't mean they're demons. It just means they operate around materialism, which is the elemental beings. These are the beings of the four elements, not the fifth element. The fifth element's ether. These are entities of the fifth of the four elements. And what essentially they are the energy behind, they are the forces, the astral forces behind the physical four elements: earth, air, water, and fire. They are beings of the elements, and they assist the elements in the material plane. Another type of being is etheric being. They exist in the astral and the etheric plane, and if they want, they can manifest in the material plane. This is where we get all of the myths about trolls, gnomes, nature beings, little nature creatures which are little humans. This is where we get all of these myths from, because there are beings in the etheric plane which have the ability to materialize at their will. They can materialize into physical form whenever they want, and they can go back straight into the ether and become formless. And they manifest as gnomes, nature spirits. They essentially look after nature. And they because we are so disconnected today, we will no longer make advance. They will stay away from us. It's like Yoda, for example, all of these little creatures that they tell us about, and essentially what they do is assist nature, make sure nature is doing its thing. Jinns, these are powerful beings. These are very mentally and spiritually advanced. They are very powerful mentally. They hold a lot of mental power. And essentially, these beings exist in the lower planes, and they have a lot of negative demons below them. So there are hierarchies within demonology. This is called demonology now. And they can, like any astral form, can manifest as anything as they think. Whatever they think, they can appear as. So as you see here, you've got, the head of a human and a cat and a toad and spider legs. Whatever they want to manifest as, they will manifest. This is why we see the goat head all the time in the music industry, or the goat. Just remember, it's basically symbology for these demons within the astral plane, these powerful beings. And yes, you can summon these through magic. You can summon them by figuring out their true names and calling them and doing these magic rituals. You basically what you call them in your mind's eye, and they can appear in front of you, and you can ask them to do things. This is all black magic. So essentially, this is what jinns are. They're very powerful, very, very powerful beings. However, the astral plane is always in correspondence with yourself. So if you ever do manifest there and access this astral plane, you will match your vibration. You will match your thought forms. You will match everything. Whatever vibration you're vibrating at, you go into the astral plane, you will see and meet these vibrations. This is why you'll never ever encounter a very, very advanced spiritual or mental being. You'll never encounter them, because you are simply not vibrating on their frequency. So this is why you'll never meet. You will meet whatever your vibration is. So another type of being is just normal spirits. Just normal, they're not negative, they're not bad, some of them are neutral. And they will manifest as anything as they want. They will create, linger around you, whatever. These are the types of beings. Then you have thought forms. You just basically have thought forms which are just manifested there. Collective thought forms, or they could be your thought. Single program every human believes is essentially an energy or astral entity. So, Jesus. Everyone believes in Jesus and gives this Jesus mental and emotional energy. That is a being on the astral plane. That's how it works. So another one is just a subconscious aspect of self. You might see a demon, but it could just be a subconscious aspect of yourself. It could just be a negative thought form which you have not let go for years and constantly fed into a, memes. For example, if Jesus appears to you, if you believe Jesus your whole life, you believe he's true, and in your dream Jesus appears to you, Jesus comes to you, and you come out of that dream thinking, oh, I've just met Jesus. It wasn't Jesus. It was an aspect of yourself. It was a belief that you have deeply rooted within your subconscious, coming to yourself and manifesting as something and coming to you. It's yourself meeting yourself. A lot of the things in the astral plane is yourself. That's what we need to understand. Lesson 4, astral projection. This is a very important one. This is the one we've all been waiting for. The astral plane is a reflection of your vibration, as I mentioned before. Frequency matches. Everything you think of, the thoughts that you tap into, the emotions that you feel, your overall vibration is what you match. If you are going into the astral plane and with negative thoughts, negative emotions, greed, hate, fear, you will see horrible entities which will probably torment you and probably make you scared, because that's what they're doing. You're matching frequencies. That's why we call it a mindset. You're setting your mind to frequencies. What frequency are you setting your mind to? Setting your mind to frequencies. What frequency are you setting your mind to? What are you tapping into? So essentially, we need to raise our vibration before we astral project. And the easiest way to, raise your vibration in your mental and emotional state is turning off the mind. Every day we need to turn off the mind, meditate, turn off the mind, and then after we turn off the mind, we need to be thinking, feeling, and saying positive things. Never say anything negative, ever. And a bad for every situation. There is no bad. Yes, there's bad, don't get me wrong, but don't focus on that. Focus on the good of every situation. There's always an advantage to what's happening to you. So that we need to raise our vibration before we astral project, or else you're gonna see some horrible things. Mental health, like I just said, mental health is very, very, very important before we astral project. And essentially, if you have very, very bad, anxiety, or what's another one? Something that you're not letting go of in your mind and emotionally. Like I said before, your mind produces demons in the astral plane if you are giving mental energy to something for long periods of time. So if you have a very, you haven't forgiven yourself for something, see that. Okay. So what you need to do is address that beforehand, before you actually, I'll make another video on that, on how to release trauma and release, all these negative things in your mind. But yeah, we need to do that before you astral project. Emotions. Fear is a bondage. Fear is a bondage to your physical, material body. You cannot leave your body in fear. This is why everything they do, the news, the things they put online, the things the algorithm shows you, is all fear-based. It's to keep your consciousness operating out of that lower root etheric center, because that is essentially binding and keeping your mind stuck in third dimensional awareness. Fear is a bondage. When Jesus is walking on water, which is just walking on top of the ether, astral projecting, and he's telling Peter how to walk on water, how to leave his body, what does Peter do? He fears. He starts to be scared. And what does he do? He falls back into the water, which is the body. He falls back into the ether, to the physical plane. That's what it's about. It's talking about walking on top of your emotions, emotional control. We'll make another video on that as well. Fear is a bondage. Remove all fear. It's an illusion. You don't need to fear. You will never, ever, ever die. You are an eternal being. You will never, ever die. So do not fear death. Do not fear anything. Okay? So astral projection is using the mind to project your consciousness into the astral plane. Everything exists in the mind. All worlds are within the mind. Every dimension is in the mind. All of the products, all of the planes, like I just said, the etheric, astral, physical, they all exist in the mind. This world you're in right now, the material plane, exists in your mind. It's all within yourself. It's a dream, essentially. And essentially what this world actually is a creation within the astral plane. It's what we do it all the time. Every time you dream, you're creating a world. So essentially what astral projection is an altered state of consciousness. you're altering your state of consciousness. Every time you dream, you're altering your state of consciousness. Every time you have a lucid dream or whatever mystical experience you've ever had, you are altering your consciousness. This physical plane is an altered state of consciousness. That's what it is. It's the third dimensional consciousness. Astral projection is just an altered state. You're altering your mind. You're altering what you're seeing, what you're perceiving. So here's a method. Emotion is there. The will is here. Thought is here. And action is here. Right? So, if you're trying to quit porn, you have to understand that you are the observer right in the middle. And every time you have a desire to watch porn, you have to counteract that with will. So for example, whenever you catch yourself getting very emotional, you can balance that emotion out with willpower or concentration. Or whenever you catch yourself overthinking, you can balance that out with action. So you can notice in your life which is destroying your life. Are you an overthinker, or are you too? Which one are you? Let me know in the comments. Are you an overthinker, over emotional, too much? So which one is you thinking? So their life is dominated by action. Take more action to overcome your problems. Overthinking doesn't do anything, but take more action. But if you suffer with lust and you watch porn, then that is more of an emotional thing, because it's to do with desire and lust. Okay? So if you suffer from watching porn or lust, then you have to understand, every time you gain that emotion inside of you, that desire to watch porn, you have to concentrate. Use the will to dissolve the emotion inside of you. So that's how you counteract these things. That's how you counteract these energies in your psyche. These are the 4 elements of your psyche, right? And you can see them right here, right? Can anybody see the elements of the psyche inside this image? Can anybody see them? I can see them quite clearly. If you can spot where they are, that would be absolutely amazing. The Baphomet encodes secret knowledge. Okay, it encodes very secret knowledge of human consciousness. So, can anybody point out what we're actually looking at here? As above, so below. Okay, you can see as above, so below right there, but it goes much deeper than that. Okay, so as I've previously discussed, the fire, okay, represents the will, the ability to concentrate, concentrate consciousness on a specific thing, the direction. Air represents thought, or the mind. Okay, then you have water, which is fish gills here. You see the fish gills? Can everybody see that? Let me know in the comments. Can everybody see the fish gills here? They're not very clear.
But yeah, you can see them right there, which is symbolizing emotion. Emotion. And then here you see the earth, which is the earth here. So which is your physical body, your act. So which is your physical body, your actions. So there you go. They are the 4 elements of the human psyche. You have the ability to possess will. You have the ability to possess thinking. You have the ability to feel. You have the ability to act. Now, has anybody noticed the order of this? Anybody know the order? Look at the order. That then turns into a physical action in your reality. That then turns into a physical action in your reality. So you can see the creative process here. Now, this symbol of the Baphomet is again heavily, a lot of people think many things about this symbol, including myself. So does anybody know what these words are here? We have this word here and this word here. Does anybody know what they are? Do you know what they're trying to show you? It is a scary image, yeah. It is a weird image, don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to explain the symbolism here, okay? I'm not taking any sides. I'm just trying to help you understand the symbolism of what it's actually trying to show you. So here you see the words solve and coagula. Now these are occult principles. Solve means to dissolve, okay? I don't know how to spell dissolve. Is it 2 S's or 1 S? Combine. Dissolve, recombine. So these are instructions. Does anybody know what these instructions are actually for? These are occult instructions. Alchemy, yeah, they are for alchemy. Alchemy. They are alchemical instructions to create a new psyche. Okay, you have to create, in order to create a new psyche or a new identity or create a new self, a new version of you, you have to dissolve your thoughts and will and recombine with a new one. And also, they are also instructions for astral projection. Did you know that they are actually secret instructions for astral projection? So let's go into astral projection right now, right? So if we look at this image, you can see the silver cord connecting to the physical organism to the astral vehicle. Okay? It is the dimension of emotion. So if you look here, your 2 pillars, here is the physical body. This represents the cord. This represents the astral body flying away. So, and recombine. Dissolve and recombine. So, this is how you astral project. What do you dissolve when you astral project? You have to dissolve the 5 senses and the mind, mental activity, emotion, and thought. Okay? Emotion and thought. So we like to say that light is the fastest traveling thing in the universe, but I would say thought is. Thought is the fastest traveling thing in the universe. thought. Have you ever had a thought that you are awake in a dream and you snap back into your physical body? Well, that's how quick thought is. Thought can transfer consciousness, right? From the dream state, the lunar state, to solar state. So, in order to astral project, you have to dissolve. You have to lie down completely still and dissolve the senses of the body until there is no electrical signals in your nervous system. And when you lie down for a long period of time, you will literally no longer feel your body. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that in the comments. Let me know if you can relate to that. And then once you've dissolved your body, your senses, you literally, once you dissolve your senses and your thoughts, what you are left with is just awareness itself, consciousness in its pure essence, without the distraction and the content of thoughts and senses. So once they are gone, you have to recombine. Once you've dissolved your mind and body, you use your will, your thought, and emotion to wholeheartedly, with your whole entire heart, when you get to the state where you can no longer feel your body and there is no mental content in your thoughts, when you reach that semi-conscious state where you're half asleep, you no longer feel your body, you're completely still, the mind has no activity, the nervous system has no activity. When you get to that, right? Let me know if anyone can relate to that. When you first leave the body, the intensity of the energy is very, very intense. And yes, you do gain the idea that you're going to die. You do think you're going to die because that's what it feels like. Your physical body is leaving, your astral body is leaving the physical. Your soul is temporarily leaving the body. And that is a very, very, very intense experience for the first time you do it. So that's exactly how you astral project. And that's what the Baphomet literally is showing you right there. Dissolve and coagula. Dissolve and recombine. Dissolve your mind, body, your senses and your thoughts, and recombine with the astral body. So it's like finding a needle in a haystack. In order to find a needle in a haystack, you don't go searching for the needle in the haystack. You burn the haystack and the needle reveals itself. So that's the same with astral projection. You have to get rid of all the content of your thoughts, emotions, your senses, everything. Keep the body and mind very still and recombine with your astral body. That's how you astral project. And that's what we're looking at right there. Okay, not possible. It is possible. And a lot of people here have had successes with my method. Okay, a lot of people here. So going back to the Baphomet, what you're looking at right here is your four bodies of human consciousness. The will, which is the spirit, the thought, which is the mental plane, the emotions, which is the astral plane, and the physical plane. The fire represents the will, air represents thought or the mental plane, water represents emotion or the astral plane, and the physical plane represents the physical body. So you can see the dimensions here. Show you some correspondence. Epstein files are elite occultism. Right, listen. That is true. But what you have to understand is that occult knowledge can be used for good and bad. Doesn't mean occultism is bad. And it's, to be honest with you, it's not a cult. A cult, it's you. It's just hidden. The word occult just means hidden, right? So, right, you're looking at Kabbalah. It is the Kabbalistic tree of life, which is exactly what I've just explained to you. This represents the awareness, the dimension of will. The will is a spiritual thing. Then it goes down into the thoughts, the mind, the mental dimension. The thoughts go into the emotional astral dimension. And then you have the physical dimension down here. So you're looking at the different dimensions of human consciousness. The will, to thoughts, to feelings and imagination, to the physical world. It's a downward process. You have a will to do something, that turns into a thought, thought turns into feeling and imagination, and that turns into physical action. You see? So you see how energy moves from the soul into the physical actions every single day of your life. You've been doing it your whole life. What does the star mean? Well, that's exactly what I just proved to you. The star that you see on the Baphomet's head is the descent of how energy moves from the soul into the physical world. It's the same thing. Let me show you. Okay, let me show. Where is it gone? Okay, here it is. This is the same thing. Spirit represents the soul, awareness. Awareness turns into the will turns into what you think turns into what you desire turns into actions. So when you draw a pentagram, it's that process of awareness turns into will, the will turns into thought, thought turns into desire, desire turns into action. You do this all the time. So this is not demonic, everyone. Everyone thinks this is all demonic. But people don't understand themselves. People really have a lack of understanding of who they are, right? It's not demonic. It's used for good and bad. How is turning a thought into a physical action demonic? If that's demonic, then every second of your life is demonic. You're calling yourself demonic if you call the symbol demonic. It's not demonic. It is an understanding of how energy moves from the soul through the mind into the body. And you do that every time you type a message into the chat. You're turning a will into a thought into a desire, and a desire into an action, which is what the pentagram is, which is what Kabbalah is, which is what the Baphomet is showing you. Right? You are bringing spirit into matter 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. Okay? So you can see now how the pentagram reveals that, of how spirit, will, turns into thought, which is the air, the mind, into feelings, the fish gills, and into earth, the actions. Will, thought, feeling, action. Everything flows down from spirit into a physical action, into the body. And that's what the pentagram is. Spirit into the will into thought into feeling, feeling into action. You're doing this 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. Get yourself out of your ego, because the ego likes to trap us. The ego says, I don't need to read books. I already know everything. I already have my belief system. I'm happy. I don't need anything. That's what the ego does. So we have to dig ourselves out of that. So you can see now how this is actually functioning, right? So here you see the body, here you see the mind, here you see the heart in the center, because the heart is where mind and body connect. It's where thought and action interact. You turn a thought, which is a heavenly thing, into a feeling, and the feeling is then what produces a physical action. So it's in the middle. It's the bridge between thought and action. I feel like an NPC. Listen, you don't put yourself down. We're all on a different state in our awakening, but that's why I'm here. This is why I make content. This is why I've written my books. This is why I've helped hundreds of thousands of people with my books. These books help you awaken. The knowledge I share help you awaken. They're not beliefs. I'm not teaching beliefs. I teach understanding and recognizing a process inside yourself. I don't teach believing in anything. I teach recognizing these parts of yourself so you can use yourself in a better way. So you can use meet. See? Thought and action all meet in the heart, because thought turns into feeling and feelings turn into actions. So the heart is the place we need to live from. We need to embody the wisdom and take action from wisdom. So in Freemasonry, you have 3 pillars: wisdom, strength, beauty. Beauty is the action, strength is the emotion, wisdom is the mind. We need to think with wisdom, have emotional strength, and take action to create beauty in the world. They are the 3 pillars of Freemasonry. You do not have to get initiated to learn this information. You just have to recognize it inside yourself. That's all it is. In Jesus' name, I can't watch this. It pains me. I'm sorry. That's fine. But understand that Jesus does not exist. He is just a belief in your mind that you have given so much emotion to that your mind is convinced it's real. But you're not worshipping anything other than your belief. Okay, the way I see it is, listen, why are you attaching your mind to a belief to find truth? The mind is the organ of perceiving truth. So you are attaching consciousness to a belief to find truth, when the very truth is the very substance of mind. So what I figured out myself is that, why am I attaching my mind to a religion and studying the things? Why am I studying the belief of a mind when I could be studying the very substance of mind itself? And that leads you to understanding who you are, which is a manifestation of the divine. Why study the attachment of the mind instead of studying the mind substance itself? If you can actually comprehend what I'm saying, why attach the mind to a belief when you can study the mind itself? Because that's the truth. The mind itself is truth. Do not attach your mind to a belief. Study the mind itself. Okay. All right. So, this is how you meditate. This is how you find your awareness. You have to turn off emotion, turn off thought, and turn off the senses, and you will find pure awareness, the soul. When you lie down very still, you turn off the activity of the senses, you turn off your mind, you turn off your emotions, you're left with pure consciousness. And in the Bible, this is called the upper room. The upper room, or the holy mountain. Okay? The holy mountain is a high place in consciousness where there is no thought, no emotion, no nothing, just pure awareness, detached. Okay? So, anyways, mind and heart, because this is where creative ideas come from, heaven, and the heart is where our emotion is, where our emotion meets action. So whatever you think in your mind will correspond to what you feel in your heart. If you think negative thoughts all day, you're going to feel horrible emotions all day, because they are the connection, right? This is the electromagnetic field, and the emotions produce electromagnetic impulses. Here they are. I feel negative always. It's because it's a lack of understanding. But you don't worry, right? If you feel negative, change your thought and see how that changes you. Every time you catch yourself thinking a negative thought, have a discipline. Think positive thoughts, you will feel way better. All right? So, what's the name of the book? This is the Book of Wisdom, Volume 2. I'm always depressed. Well, your life is only as good as the quality of your thoughts. You see, you do not experience the world directly. You experience your mind first and then reality. So, your life is only as good as the temple that you build in your mind. You are the builder of it. You can only live a good life if your quality of thoughts are different, the quality of our life is different. You see, you experience reality not directly, you experience it through the mind. So if you do not master your quality of thought, you will never live a good life. It is thought that is everything. Thought is the creative power of the universe. God created the world through thought, and now you are creating your world through thought. You are a co-creator with God. Right? So, nothing makes me happy. That's because nothing physical will ever make you happy. You're probably searching for happiness externally. You're looking for maybe everything. I used to look for anything to create an internal state inside of us, to create an internal state. which will do nothing, and still have the same emotion. You would fall back to your natural state. Because nothing can satisfy thought, only spiritual connection can. Nothing of the material world can ever satisfy the inner world, because the inner world is a spiritual world. The outer world is the visible world, the physical. Nothing external can ever satisfy the internal. So what does that mean? How do I apply that? Well, chase things of the spirit. Do not chase things of the material world. Chase things of the spirit. Now, what is that? Chasing things of the spirit is chasing things you cannot touch. Wisdom, understanding, knowledge, connection, wholeness. You want to chase things of the spirit, not of the flesh. When you chase things of the flesh, you'll end up running in a cycle. These billionaires will never stop working, they'll never stop chasing money, and they'll never be happy. But the poor man who can find oneness in himself is happier than the billionaire, because he chases things of the spirit. Wisdom, understanding, love, connection, and authenticity. Okay, so you live in two worlds at once, the external and the internal. The internal is the true self. You are the silent witness behind the thought, observing the thought. Okay. The corporate ladder is a scam. I agree, yeah. It's all a scam. But yeah, I understand that we all have different things in life, different scenarios and events, but yeah. You know, we can create contentment and happiness inside of us. Where can I get that book? Are people wondering what books this is? How do I get in the spirit? You already are the spirit. You just haven't recognized it. Behind your mental activity, behind your emotions, who's the one observing the emotion? Who's the one observing the thought? You are already the spirit. Who's the one observing the screen you call reality? You, the true self. You're already in spirit. You never left the spirit. You never left heaven. You're still there. You just have to remove the content of the mind and the emotions, and you will reveal what is actually there. You're not the thought. You're the one listening to it. You're not the voice in the head. You're the one listening to it. Okay. What's this book called? Is everyone wondering about what this book is? Okay. If you wish to get this book, would you like a code? I'll give you a code in the comments. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. You've been live for like 3 hours. No, I took some breaks. I took a fair few breaks. We've been live for like 20 minutes. Does anyone want a code? If not, we'll just carry on, right? We'll carry on. If you want a code, let me know in the comments. So, this is the brain, and this is the body. I have all three, so grateful, beautiful. Has everyone received their book as well, by the way? And has anyone has it changed your life in any way? Let me know in the comments. Has everyone received theirs? Is everyone happy with theirs? Yes, perfect. Yes, amazing. Okay, perfect. I'm glad you're all received your books. Give me the code. Okay, I'll give you all the code. Are you ready for the code, everyone? And then we'll get back straight to the live. The code is... I'm going to give you 45% off. I'm going to be generous, of course, as always. 45% off. Okay. 45% off. All you have to do. Well, this is the Book of Wisdom Volume 2, by the way. Can I get the book? Yeah, this one is the thickest book of all of them. This one's quite thick. This one. And the code is... The code is, where do we get it? So when I give you the code, click my profile, click the link in the bio, click on books, and it takes you to revivalofwisdom.com. We have worldwide shipping, we have shipping everywhere. The code is 555. The first 10 people to get there can receive 45% off. The first 5 people. We have paperbacks and PDFs on my website. Just click my profile, click the link in the bio, click on books, use the code 555. Today we used the Book of Wisdom Volume 2, and this book was the Book of Wisdom, the Book of Symbolism. I haven't read your book, but your videos alone are very helpful. That's good. You know, I'm glad I can help you. I want this one. Well, yeah, so this is the Book of Wisdom Volume 2. The code was 555. Okay, anyone have any questions? What is alchemy? Well, it's the ability to transform mind states. Did you write the books yourself? Yeah, these are my books. I've written all of these. This is my name. R.B. Joseph, Revival of Wisdom. So alchemy is the ability to transform consciousness from one state to another, right? So if you feel angry all the time, this reveals to alchemize alchemy, to alchemize anger. Anger reveals where you lack self-control. If you feel jealous, that reveals where you want to be. Direction. So you can transform emotions, right? Emotions are always trying to guide you to the better version of yourself, right? So, thank you to David and thank you to David and Jasmine purchasing the Book of Wisdom Volume 1 and 2. So you can transform emotional states. Where do you put the code? When you click checkout, spirit over matter. Yeah, circles over squares. Can you explain the 5 elements of alchemy? The 4 elements would be earth, fire, water, earth, fire, water, air, which is mind, emotion, will, and body. Earth is your actions, fire is your will, water is your emotion, air is your mind. Just brought amazing. You're going to absolutely love them. Thank you to Valet, Sarah, Corderall, Riley, Tony. What about ether? Ether represents your awareness, the true you that observes. So spirit or ether represents awareness, the true self, the observer. There is 3 more codes left. 3 more people can use the code 777. What book should you read first? To be honest, it doesn't really matter. You can read any book first. But the people in the comments may tell you Book of Wisdom Volume 1. Some people may say go straight to the Book of Symbolism. If I was you and I just wanted to get one, I'd go for the Book of Symbolism. Because it's the deepest, the newest, and has a lot of advanced teachings and understandings of consciousness. You know? If you're new to Awakening, get Volume 1. Yeah, I agree. How to conquer the elements of the zodiac. What do you mean by that? What happens when we die? We enter the astral plane. The astral world. The astral plane is understanding these here. The physical, etheric, astral, mental, the Buddhic. Okay? So, the physical plane is the physical body. The etheric plane is what connects the emotional body or the astral body to the physical body. The astral plane is where your thoughts and emotions take place. Sorry, your imagination and emotion become visual images there. So in your mind, if you can imagine a red apple, you're using the astral plane. Do psychedelics open a third eye? You are the third eye. You're the one observing. You're the one observing the thoughts, observing the imagination, observing reality. So therefore, you are the first eye. But psychedelics can help you pull your awareness outside of your ordinary mind and see reality differently through a different lens of mind. So the psychedelics produce changes in your mental framework and see things outside of the ordinary mental framework that you are. Right? If that makes sense.
So what you say? Rebecca Mensa. No masisa. It is a metiana me tongue dia mawa. Me fani se me na me de at least me de sha me ba. Oh, me de sha me ba. Screenshots. Mommy D for that. Hey, mini baby, I'm a come you. Now be hamajo. I come here, baby, na me to me pick. Then I am me apa. What's happening, me why? The mommy way. Oh, me wa kasa oh he new market. Right that me to the bro. Or charge me bro. Me wa la route one say ufi Prague station na ufa Prague ya. Na wo kosi pia. Usu besi wa la route junction. Ehwa na me wo. Senti sansa o cha right that in Fembe or new market. Why? O chebe kwa akwele. Enyama wa ha kwa akwele ne Oh. Maybe a hospital no look I fell say. Straight to one. Oh. My husband I bet you would do time bay. Since I'm one life with the behind you, time and no bad again. Auntie Tilly, Pachaman or Bannermans, and I mean to us now. Me Pacha time ben or by Beji. Right down. Right down the time ben or by Beji. Around 5 man and bread. I had 3. I had 3. $85 no buy me patch of frame. WhatsApp me o frame me. They will say me available and I may not because me important them sir. But me chance I now buy me 8 9 I fancy me po. To frame me. Hey, what boy say ki ma me Jenny benye me. Safe. Sekilo 3 to 6 months, 3 months, 6 months in bra. 3 now pay. Hey, a boy say ki mami when and in me FSC. Shit. We cry baby girl betting me she wear unisex. Hey. I guess it and it's still open 3 to 6. A boy say ki guess it unisex. Open month by 3 to 6 ana. Auntie Tilly 3 to 6. Na me show me be money yanko. 3 to 6 ana. O Tilly. Tilly Lina. Our network. Making 4, but for now, why you busy? And you'll be back met Mama no. Yo, get back. Okay. your man. Grace. Hey, you're not 30 pieces. Me pa trouble to me a friend. Me wa have friend me. Wait to me. Over to me a friend pa. Yo. Moji, me see me nim baby amako ana una wu mi a baby na eba sana. Hello. Hey. Madam, for what frame me on so am I? Kasa. Where am I near? My teacher shall me the best sauce. That's why you're busy. Maybe you may come back and buy something. My teacher shall. And I know some quite my details say now, hello. Yes. Afternoon. Me didn't show Patrick Casa. I didn't know. Hey, where would you now call to see? Okay. But my selections. Yo. What's it? Oh, dear cobra, na me a biwa. Select. Obesque. One time, two time, three time, baby. Auntie Tilly, oh. Auntie Tilly, oh, I know. I'm in casting, me children. Who knew? Auntie Tilly, oh, I know. Pacha one edging near my way, 24 pieces, 100 cities. 24